20 plus. Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to Hero Club's weekly Twitch stream, The King of Tides. My name is George Primavera. I will be your Dungeon Master this evening, and welcome, everybody. If you don't know who we are Hero Club. You can check us out on HeroClubPodcast.com or in the About section under this video. We take our D&D games, we mix them down with sound effects, we mix them down with music, we slap them up there on the old World Wide Web in all these nice little neat anthology series. Go find a subject matter or a genre you like and go take a listen. After this, of course. This is just a place where we get together on the weekly and play a little D&D without all the post-production, though we still like our sound effects and our music. And a couple of things to know about the setting we play in. If you've listened to Here There Be Monsters or Brand's Bargain, popular seasons of ours, you'll know the Emporia campaign setting. Here's a couple things to know. Everybody is playing anthropomorphic animal characters, and the world is populated by such folks. Technology, we're talking like mid-18th century, the height of piracy on the tropical continent of Emporia. Magic has been made illegal and is punishable by death or worse, and they are assisting them in the magical suppression is the Church of Soul, who worship the sun as a body of celestial power. Now we get to the fun part where we get to meet our lighter crew this time around, a little expedition, if you will. Let's start off and say hello to Hannah Fagerbaki.
Hey, that's me. My name's Hannah. I play Acana, an Oath of the Ancients Canadian Goose Paladin. Level 16 is very exciting. And my fun fact this week is more so, not a fun fact, but more so who my favorite character on My Hero Academia is, and that is Naval Laser, because he is the most ridiculous.
I think that's a hard agree from me. I think I hard agree.
There's not enough of him lately. There has not been enough Naval Laser content. I've been pretty upset.
Yep, hopefully when it comes back, we'll be satiated. Jumping over to Gabe Greenspan.
Hello, I'm Gabe Greenspan. I play Zygo Coiltail. He's a level 13 chameleon druid, and after getting his sight back last session, I'd say his star is rising. That's right, he's a Circle of Stars druid, baby! We're back!
I think what it is for me is the it's always like the game show send off. That's it. And it like hands off towards the car they can win.
Oh my gosh, Gabe was born to be a game show host.
Yeah. I mean, come on. When's that gonna happen, Gabe? We'll get a D&D game show for Gabe where there's a big D20 that they roll.
Easy.
Oh God, I love it.
That's a critical hit. Gold coins. Dylan McCullum!
Hey everyone, I'm Dylan McCullum. I play fan favorite Nesbitt Bisbee. He is a level 13 Anteater Swarmkeeper Ranger, and it falls to me every single time to explain the best or worst part of our campaign setting, because animals be people, bugs be animals. So anytime I decide that Nesbitt's gonna do something potentially world-breaking for our entire party, just close your ears, because it's about to get real buggy.
Yum, yum,
Yum diddly yumptious.
Yum, yum, yum. Bug squishing, finger looking good. All right, let's pop into this guy. I don't know why I'm talking like this. that voice came out of me really without thinking.
Naturally,
we really want that game show now.
We really want that game show.
Everyone.
All right, let's take it over to the skill check booth.
Yeah, George, you want to be the guy.
Looks like you're gonna have to make a saving throw. Come on.
Oh no, that's a saving throw, contestants. That's no good.
Ooh, looks like Johnny failed his con save. That means you're gonna get dunked in the goo. Or you failed your deck save. He drops in an acid trap, and it's like,
well,
they've already got the apparatus
built. We're going like Nickelodeon game show.
We're going Double Dare. It's Double Dare style, 100%. Or what's the Hidden Temple game show?
Temple of Doom.
Yes.
No,
Legends of the Hidden Temple. That's it. That's the one.
If you botch, you should have to go through the temple to like be able to keep playing on the other side.
You gotta run like a punishing obstacle course. All right, let's get into this.
Are we playing a game tonight?
It's part Hidden Temple, part Double Dare, part Wipeout, and it's just
as soon as you enter the temple,
it's waiver signing dangerous.
All pyramid.
But also Price is Right, because we should have
and a little Price is Right at the end for the auction. Yeah. We'll have an auction. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. So we're not playing. We're just gonna pitch our game show.
Oh man, I'm already writing it.
Here.
I've already got a Word doc.
Idea for you.
Sharks. Dragons, I have an idea for you.
What did Jackie say her age was again last time? Twevin? Was it that?
Twevin.
Oh my gosh, is that the show?
Twevin.
Is it called?
It's called Twevin.
The Twevin
and all the execs
Chronicles?
go, how does that title relate to the concept you pitched us?
And we say, you'll get it. You'll just get it.
Anyways.
Anyway.
All right, this is very different.
Yeah, we're in a very different mindset. Right?
Switching gears. Should I give us all just like a moment to reset?
Yeah.
No, we're professional.
We're back in. Oh boy, last session. We are coming directly off of Nesbitt's, I guess I would say, failed assassination attempt. There were certainly some goals accomplished by what went down, but the ultimate goal of dispatching the threat completely did unfortunately not happen. However, things changed as a result when Nesbitt went to go essentially get rid of the tempting ovate, the high priest of Isma, the goddess of destruction, who was essentially visiting as Belsanthium's guest of sorts, the one who is maintaining the force field of unknowing above the compound. Nesbitt went and tried to put that motherfucker in the ground once he started getting a whiff that Joey might be being influenced in any kind of culty kind of way, was the way Nesbitt was interpreting things. Afterward, nobody caught Nesbitt. Nesbitt was invisible, stealthy. The massive ringer that was spotted by our very fast and very alert party, which were the vines that represented Venus's most dangerous shot from Nesbitt's crossbow, wrapping the priest in vines. Nesbitt was able to command Venus to make them curdle and disappear into ash before anybody else got a look at them. Madame Cassandra was supposed to be with you on this journey back to Brickton. It's been forever since our party was in Brickton, all the way back to the first episodes, where they left it in chaos with a gigantic magical event that occurred at Ermengarde Casper's manor. A major political figure. Yeah, a major political figure was murdered in his own home by a bunch of magicians. And in doing so, Brickton is now a much different place, you've heard, than it used to be. It used to be like a very kind of loosey-goosey town. The blackjacks there didn't take their job too seriously. They were all stationed on the roofs of the low houses, and, you know, you'd be easy to catch a blackjack sleeping on a rooftop. It's not so anymore. Or so the tales go. Madame Cassandra not with you here anymore as you go back to Yzma's Bells, the gigantic acid forge underneath Brickton, hidden under the sewer system many, many, many feet underground. We now come back on the carriage traveling north, still in the dead of night, a couple more hours to go on the journey. Right around 2 or 3 in the morning, 2:30 a.m. Nesbitt, you and Acana are sitting up front. Zygo is in the back carriage. Briny, the Chihuahua, has accompanied you as well, the holy divine smith of the mother, to assist you with this forge that you are about to find. Madame Cassandra knew how to operate the forge, but she pulled out last minute after the tempting ovate was attacked. So you've perhaps made yourself a little more disadvantaged in terms of the competency that which you can operate this forge, but in terms of trust, this is perhaps a better situation for you right now. What are we all doing in the carriage as we zoom in down on you guys, traveling along kind of quietly and slowly through forest? Sparse forest, too. It's like far spaced out trees. It's easy to find a path through them. After so much rain, the ground is not muddy, but it is soft. so your carriage makes a much more muted sound as it travels over thick grass. It's a wet, dewy night.
Nesbitt is just staring forward. Is usually very quiet, but has been practically silent the entire time.
What about Acana?
Acana's kind of like, she just keeps looking over at Nesbitt. Because that was just so unlike him. Do you want to talk about it?
Yes. I'm sorry.
Look, we've all done things that, maybe weren't the most thought through. How did you know he was here? I know you're good at hunting, but
Zygo, you are hearing this conversation, and you can have made your way to the front if you wish.
When you left, when you and Zygo went to Salzado, I saw things far away from me, and I think Venus has given me more power and given me more ways to see, more ways to protect. While we were at the meeting, I had eyes elsewhere. And I saw a blue glow. I was curious. And they saw it. They saw me looking and shut my eyes from them. That's how I saw them. That's how I knew.
I've known you for a really long time now. And when you choose to do things like this, you always have a reason behind stuff. And, I trust you. I trust your judgment entirely. Why did you decide to do what you did?
Ever since I met Venus, I've been feeling more, of the old me creep in. I need to protect. I need to protect and hunt, and I need to. I have, for so long with you all, preached going by instinct and wild and free, but I was not wild and free. I always wanted to make sure that you were all okay with whatever I did. I always had these feelings, these instincts when something was wrong. But she said, I know Joey. Cassandra looked at me and said, I know Joey. And she said it like I didn't. And I don't remember much else. My head started throbbing and I saw red, and I started thinking about all the things that we have known but have not said to each other. When we left Brickton, we didn't see, but Cassandra gave Joey a book. And we've known for a while now, we've seen it, but we didn't ask, we didn't talk about it, we didn't ask Joey really anything about what was in there, what she was learning, and why someone like Cassandra would take a child alone and talk to them alone and give this child a book alone without us knowing. And she said that she knew her. She hasn't been here. She didn't see Joey age years in front of our eyes. She hasn't seen Joey cry.
She might be blinded by what she wants to see in Joey. What she wants Joey to be. What she's grooming Joey to be. I don't like it at all. I don't trust her. When kids are lost, they're always looking for something that makes sense. And I think Cassandra may have taken advantage of that. Instead of leaving it to her family, me, and now us, to help her through that, she stepped in. I did ask Joey about it before we left, but she's still got some walls up and doesn't want to talk about it. Do you know, with her, if you press, you're not getting an answer out of her. But she is doubting it. And that gives me hope. Because of the many things that Joey is, she is smart. Mm-hmm. And like you, She does have good instincts. Sometimes.
I don't think I was wrong, but if I did, then I hurt someone who was innocent. I don't think I'm wrong.
From what Cassandra said, what she's being asked to do against her will as a supporter of this person, it's not something that you ask your supporters or your followers to do. I don't know what it is or what it entails. I couldn't quite get that out of her, but I agree with you. Something's not right. Something smells fishy. And that's not a slight to him because he's a fish. I mean, something suspicious.
I didn't. I didn't do it right. Something. I feel like we're missing something. I feel like. This is what came into my head. It's been eating away at me. How did Tash get free? And why, when Tash was free, did we first hear about it from Tash? No warning. No attempt to stop.
Or to warn us. There was nothing. And if she can reach out to Henry to try to get in touch with Joey, she can reach out to Henry to tell us that she let Tash loose. I don't trust her.
I don't know. I don't know. Acana, I don't know because there's a part of you that's speaking to me that is so angry. And I don't know if you even know how angry that part of you is. But Venus is so sure that I'm right. That I was right, and I don't know why, but I'm just... Maybe I'm not the hunter I used to be, because I stopped. I could have killed them. And I stopped.
In both scenarios, you're going off of your instincts and you're using the information around you. So once you'd lost that initial advantage, you reassessed and you made a decision. You didn't choose to continue out of pride or completing a goal. You were able to hold back. I think that's a greater strength than you may realize it right now.
What's Zygo doing right now?
Zygo's been silently listening to this conversation unfold. As Acana says that, he still hasn't gotten any closer to them necessarily, but he will say from the back of the cart, "Put that beyond you. That business is concluded for now, and there is nothing we can do. We need you sharp for what is to come."
I think we journey ahead. As the journey passes, yeah, Acana?
I want to ask you, George, what I know specifically about Venus being like an aspect of myself.
So Venus, which we've established before, is basically the spirit of the protector of the mother. There are tendrils of Venus everywhere, so not everywhere, but in various places concentrated throughout the world in much the way there would be like a holy altar or something like that. And Venus is the mother's instinct of in our world, a grizzly bear defending her young with aggression. That's the part of the mother that Venus is.
Okay.
The thorned vines of Venus are equal parts rage, protective instinct, and in a way sort of like fear-inducing bloodlust, but for righteous cause and to defend the weak. Not for one's personal power, but in a way of like aggression keeps evil away. If you savage an attacker, the others will not come back.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to go?
I have one other thing I want to do before we get there, but that's all.
Okay. I just had pondering that and what Nesbitt said about Venus. I know it may seem a bit aggressive or angry, but the thing about Venus, if there's no threat, it doesn't act up. If there's no danger, if there's no reason, he'll stay silent. So, if you hit him...
Nesbitt, go ahead and make an insight check for me. DC is going to be... Is this really killing Nesbitt? Tell me before you tell me the result of your dice roll. Is this really eating at Nesbitt? This guilt? Or uncertainty?
It's not so much the uncertainty that's eating at him. It's the guilt of the party.
Okay.
Of affecting the party in any way.
Go ahead and make... What's the insight check you just rolled?
Not good. 7.
Okay, I think where Nesbitt's getting hung up is when you think of that and what Venus represents. You're not sure if it's Venus's divine instinct telling you you're right, or if Venus is feeding off of your protective instinct towards Joey.
Yeah, that's.
So you're not sure if Venus is telling you you're all good, dude. This is holy and you're good to go, or if it's this is true to your protective instincts and I am here for that. So it's
almost exactly where it's coming from. Where
cool.
Nesbitt. And it's more so that, Nesbitt doesn't know if it is a true thing, because he's seen that these aspects can, in some ways, be biased and manipulated by people, So, how much is that true of Venus?
So, Zygo, you had something you wanted to do before we
Yeah,
Got
Zygo
close
is
to our
going
destination.
to, as we continue to approach, in the back of the cart, put out the maps and charts that are required for the ritual for divination. And not so much asking his grandfather anymore, because I think after the tower, that relationship is not that that's bad, but like there seemed to be a kind of a
Finality.
letting go to it. But knowing what he sort of knows about the patterns of the stars, and now that he can see them again, and sort of based off of their movements, he will sort of ask to the universe, looking for an answer in the stars, the question that it would be his question for divination, which is, what is the safest approach to Brickton?
And what divination gives you what kind of answer?
Divination is you ask a single question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity to occur within 7 days. GM offers a truthful reply, but it can be a short phrase, a rhyme, an omen, whatever.
Amazing.
Doesn't take into account any possible circumstances that might change the outcome, such as additional spells, loss or gain of a companion, etc.
I think you do get that breeze westward. Like you feel like the all the winds bow to the west. But then the winds also bow to the east. And you think back in your mind of like, east was where the entrance to the thing was, like the bank.
Mm-hmm.
West was where the graveyard is, and this answer you get, east-west, sort of waffles, but then there's like a little more persistence west, meaning that, and the vibe you're getting from this is that
It's not
both are
necessarily
dangerous
good
and
anywhere,
both
yeah.
have bad things about them.
Yeah.
Well, boy, am I ready for a smooth entrance into Brickton by using the outside of it.
So now we're gonna get to some logistical questions and some dice rolls that will be very important. First of all, we finally arrive at Brickton. You guys eventually come out of most of the trees. The ground begins to turn to clay. You guys stop the cart for a moment as the grass gets sparse and more red. The mountains rise at a rate that is much higher at this central point in the mountain range off to your east side, off to the right. And in front of you lies the growing city of Brickton, starting low to the ground and not getting much more than 2 or 3 stories high towards the center, except for the cage, which is Brickton's prison, which extends about 10 stories up into the air and is this big, austere block surrounded by gates and gates. Very high security, obviously. You're plenty far away right now. Nobody's going to be able to detect you in any way. It is now time to plan and tell me what your approach is going to be. Any powers, any direction, go ahead and tell me right now.
Checking spells.
No problem. Who's driving?
I think it would have been me.
Nesbitt?
Yeah, because it was me and Zaza who knew how to do that.
Yep, you got some riding ants dragging you forward. You've left Clip and Clop back at the estate. So Nesbitt, would you decide to go in through the south, around the east side, or around the west side? You have 3 directions.
It would be wherever
Zygo would have said the west
Zygo goes.
seems like the least problematic in a relative fashion.
So around the west.
Okay. Are we going in a wide enough berth that no one will find you, or are we going to chance it for the sake of expediency? We have about another hour of night. If you go around to the west, you will have a more sparse approach with like a little bit more of a residential area to get through, but the morning will have risen. Activity will begin. Guards will be a little more alert. If you go directly in, you will have to probably avoid a watch, but you will still get in under the cover of night.
Nesbitt, understandably, is just looking at both of them to make the choice for him.
Acana and Zygo. Zygo, this is the first night out, first mission with your eyes back, too. This is probably,
Zygo's feeling a lot of stuff. I assume that we are wanted in this city. I assume we are wanted everywhere. So, I believe as much protection under the covers of night that we can have, the better. I would be able to assist us somewhat, but only so much.
Okay.
So you want to head straight
Expediency.
there or go around?
passing closer,
I think
expediency, aiming for cover of night. As you guys begin to approach,
Zygo will cast Pass Without Trace.
pass without trace. Nesbitt, I will need you to make a D20 roll.
Okay.
I'm going to say, what is the highest stealth bonus one of you have?
Not me.
Probably
Okay.
me.
What's your stealth bonus, Nesbitt?
9 plus 9.
Okay. With a +9 stealth bonus, +19,
Mhm.
but driving a very noisy cart, go ahead and make a stealth check with disadvantage.
Can we guidance him or something?
Absolutely.
I cannot because I'm
Yeah, you're concentrating on
Concentrating on
Pass
pass without
Without
trace
Trace,
and
so no.
guidance is also concentration.
Well, with my heart, I help.
Oh,
Nesbitt,
okay.
what's your stealth?
So it's 9 plus the 10, so 29.
29. Pass without trace is what saves you here. On a DC 25 to get into the city unnoticed.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that
And
was
it
also
happens.
50-50.
It happens that you get into like just like a kind of a low dip in the clay, and you start to hear like a over the grass, like 30 feet off the ground, a squad of heavy armored beetles in a flying V formation with lanterns aloft rips over, and then there's like a little and scorpions on either side of you, splitting the indent in the thing. Avoid the shadowy patch just on instinct. As you guys just pull in, hold your breaths, stop. Slowly begin to go back to your normal approach speed.
Damn. Can we, Zygo, logistics question. Can we do tree walk with a cart?
I could get any willing creature from one tree to another tree that I've seen. If we wanted to do that. It would be wasting a couple of big resources, but I could do it.
Maybe like on the way out.
Cool. If
Maybe,
I
yeah.
have
If-
the ability still, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. DC 29, or DC 25, ludicrously high check. Pass without trace, saving your ass here. You start to encroach upon residential buildings. There is a blackjack security officer that is sort of lazily watching you approach. Your 29 stealth check, as he's watching you approach, you see him sort of get up and then go back into the office to because he's forgotten his papers. And then he's clearly been sleeping. He kind of totters over back into the security office, is looking for the papers, and you guys just silently move through the checkpoint. He has, in his sleepy stupor, assumed you are going to stop and doesn't hear the cart pass as Pass Without Trace dulls the noise. And he comes out a minute after you've already passed. He didn't fucking hear you go past, and he just thinks maybe they turned around and went a different direction. Not my problem. I'm going back to bed. Haven't been caught. More residential buildings. Everybody make a quick survival check with advantage.
Survival?
Yeah.
I'm in survival.
Dirty 20.
21.
21.
Survival. 25.
Amazing. You guys immediately start realizing, like, this is where, your house was. Like, this is where you guys started staying as you kind of trundled through the streets, still in the darkness. The lights on top of the rooftops in the center of Brickton are massively more frequent than they were before. Whereas it used to be like a couple of speckled lanterns, now most of Brickton is lit up at night. Torches are basically creating like this light pollution illumination that's just sort of a glow on the horizon that you're sort of picking up on. That you probably saw from far back as well. That it's now just becoming kind of more obvious as you're approaching it. The residential area is still much more like there's no rooftops for people, guards to be on top of, like on these farmhouses, these pointed roofs. All of these barns. Also, they don't really care to protect this area too much. Not a lot of value over here. You're only a few hundred, like, you know, you're getting close to the site of the graveyard where that secret elevator exists to bring you down into the acid chamber. When you do, what is everybody's passive perception check? Mind you, this is going to be sound-based, so assume -5.
Should I assume -5, having relied on hearing for the last...
Zygo, I think you are going to still make it with a -5 here.
Fair
Give
enough.
the passive perception, yeah.
Passive -5 is a 15.
15?
7.
How about 7?
14.
Okay. You, with a 15, hear a low, like, just basic conversation happening, and it's coming from the graveyard around the corner. The streets are cobblestone. Your spell is basically dampening all of the sound out 5 feet. It doesn't, like, really get any further than that. The streets are, like, low, slung with ivy, with a little canopy of trees. This is an unkempt part of town. The graveyard's abandoned, overgrown, not well kept at all, and yet there are 2 blackjacks standing outside the gate.
I'll let them know.
Do you stop your car? Do you continue to approach?
How far are we?
You're about, like, 200 feet, and you can see them at, like, the far end of the street. You've got, like, another block to go, and they're, like, midway up the next block.
I think it would be weirder if we stop.
Okay, so you continue forward.
Like, wouldn't that call attention if we suddenly, like, pulled up?
Yeah, got it. So you continue to approach, no problem. You get all the way up towards them, passing the street. As they approach, they sort of eye you carefully. When you get a look into the graveyard, you see like 20 more soldiers all gathered around the tombstones.
Well, ain't that something?
Do we know which tombstones they're by?
They are specifically located around the secret elevator, in a way that would assume that they are guarding it. They're not being subtle about it.
Well, that's interesting.
Well, that means they're probably
know what is
inside.
there.
They know what's in it.
Which makes me assume that it is not just going to be a surface level of guards, necessarily.
No.
The carriage passes the graveyard. You hang a right around the corner, because you only have like a left or right option. You guys get out of sight and come to a stop.
Well, what do we sing?
I want to go home and take a nap.
What? But short of that,
I don't know. I didn't know that this entrance would be so heavily guarded, and that means there's going to be them inside too, which means once we get through here, then we're going to have to deal with them there, which means who even knows what are we trying to do again? Why are we here?
so that Brani can create something such that we could be on the moon, unfettered, and able to survive. This seems to be the only place that we know where we could create such a thing. With the meteors that we have brought with us, we have meteor with us, right?
It's the meteorite is in the back of your cart. Yes.
How hard is that to lug? How big?
It's
is that?
about 1,000 pounds.
We could gaseous it if y'all don't mind.
Can you
Can't we?
gaseous
I don't think
the
you can
meteor?
gaseous form an inanimate object.
Briny implied that he had it covered.
Okay.
Cool.
Well, that's good. All right.
All right.
I think we need to start making some kind of distractions. Lure them away from the place.
Oh, that might be good. Yeah. I could have Jessica 3 cause havoc.
I do not mind that. I could start some fires as well. Just try to cause as much chaos as possible.
I don't know if casting a moonbeam is helpful. Just like somewhere. I don't want to hurt anybody, but
I do not know if we will have a choice.
Go ahead and make a quick retroactive perception check for me, everyone. DC is 20. Just tell me if you beat 20. Roll with disadvantage, please.
Oh.
were it with
Garbage.
advantage, I would have beaten it.
But it wasn't. Sorry. Nobody beat it?
No, yeah, I got it. 21.
Oh, you got it? You got an exact count of 20 guards. 2 in the front, 18 in the garage. Or in the garage. In the cemetery. Yips.
I think we just start.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Just.
Ready.
Sorry. Okay. What's going on?
Bad.
All right. He just
Oh,
silently starts
little-
gearing up.
Our plan is a little more blocked than we would have anticipated.
Okay, right. Are we going in loud?
We're gonna
Is
try
there a
to
way to
divert them.
Elsewhere.
All right. What's your plan for that? Want to set a building on fire or something?
Sure.
Do you think they'd help?
I don't know. I'm spitballing.
Acana, I think if you can get Briny inside first, Nesbitt and I can probably follow. As in, if you can cut a course for him to get there, and we lure some of them away,
Oh, like you want me to fight him? Okay.
or
We lose-
or just barrel through.
Okay. Do we know, George, logistically, when we work the elevator, it's not like it goes down and then the top closes?
When you work the elevator, the whole thing sinks down when you pull the lever, and then as the elevator sinks down, stone comes over the top of it and closes back up over your head.
Okay. So I could just take some of them with me. Do we want to try to lure as many away as we can first,
Sure.
and then
Mhm.
Just
Okay.
move people out of the ways.
Okay.
Maybe.
I guess we'll start. We gotta start at some point. I'm gonna cast Summon Beast. I'll make Jessica 3 come by. Give me 1 second.
Giant ant suddenly.
I'm just gonna say, all right. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna summon it as a flying ant. Just so you know. And I'm just gonna say, all right. Cause chaos over there. And yeah, I'm just gonna have it go off and start. I don't know, not attacking any civilians or anything like that. Just like, I think, destroying stuff.
Okay, just gonna have it go destroying stuff. As it just like goes down the street, you just hear, "Oh, blimey! Look at the size of that flyer!" And it's just like down the street. Oh, I might as well take a shot at it. Maybe we get ourselves a little reward for turning in the carapace. You guys say, "Oh, it's destroying Bobs!" And it like you hear like clinking of like the rifle loading. Jessica is what's the bug's name? Jessica 3?
Yeah.
She is shot.
Okay.
A musket shot goes off that deals her 14 piercing damage. What does she do after she gets struck with that bullet? Does she continue just breaking things as is?
Well, I mean, okay, well, if it seems like it's doing literally stone cold nothing, then I don't know.
What does Jessica do when she gets impacted with that bullet? Does she continue ignoring the bullet, or does she go after the guards, or does she beat it out of there?
So this is the guards who are in the cemetery did this, right? So they haven't moved
outside
at all.
the cemetery.
Outside
the cemetery. The 2 guards posted.
I guess it'll come and attack them.
Okay. After it gets a little past them and one of them takes a shot, what does she do as she gets up to them, immediately darting forward at them?
She'll just take a bite at one of them.
Okay, go ahead, throw an attack down for me.
Okay. Sorry. What is the attack? Spell attack modifier. Okay, yeah, that hits. That's gonna be 25.
Okay, 25. Go ahead and roll damage.
Sorry, just didn't remember what I actually had to add to that.
Does she kill this guard?
Probably not. That's gonna be 11 points of damage.
You see that? I got it. You see Jessica savage this guy and kill him by biting this zebra's neck. It sprays all over his buddy, who is like a meerkat. Oh my god! Immediately they start panicking. The other one pulls the musket from their back and is going to...
disadvantage because it's close.
It is close, so that is disadvantage. You're right.
Homework,
Hannah.
Homework, Hannah. Does a 17 hit her?
I mean, yeah.
A 17 does hit. Okay, so this still does go off, but that is disadvantage. It was a nat 20, so...
Oh my gosh.
That is 10 more piercing damage to Jessica.
Okay.
Still up?
Still up.
She may take another turn as that guy goes, "Help! Help!"
Okay.
You guys are all just like watching from around the corner.
At this point,
Blimey, she's going to town.
That is
She is,
17 to hit.
17 hits.
valuable member of the party.
Right, she's really just vicious.
That is... So
She's quite majestic, really.
4 plus 5... 4 plus 4 is 8 plus 2, 10 points of damage.
10 points of damage. The second guy gets picked up like 30 feet. Wait! Dropped. Dies on impact.
Christ, okay.
Nesbitt, I think I can give you some more reinforcements, but it would make me drop the shadows. What do we want?
Well, as long as their eyes aren't here.
Great. I will... Zygo's eyes will go starry for just a second, as he scrolls through his entire list of spells that is available to him. And what the fuck do I want? Yep. Okay. And as he watches Jessica 3, a spell that he has seen but never cast comes to mind. And as he looks to Nesbitt and summons a couple of the ants off of his body, Zygo will cast Conjure Animals at 5th level.
Oh my god.
Produce 16 1/4 or less creatures.
All of a sudden, Nesbitt goes like stock still, and ants just like hop off of him. And when they hit the ground, it's like Stranger Things when those guys turn into goo. It bigger ant comes out. It's like the size of like a big German Shepherd. Like Jessica's the size of like a bear, and these things are all the size of like angry like attack ants, and all 16 just like immediately like wriggle and summon up, and they all in exact unison look to Zygo.
Pick one.
All of them whoom, around the corner. As that guy drops, you see like 3 more come out, like to be like, oh my god, what's happened? And they just get slammed by 16 ants that blast through. Screams, musket fire. I'm going to roll some very behind the scenes stuff.
Okay.
Give me 1 minute.
Sure.
Oh god, can I?
A spell I truly never thought I would cast in this universe is Conjure Animals.
A spell
Incredible.
I specifically chose not to have as a mainstay because I didn't want to always have that many things.
Yeah,
but that would
it's
be
too
great.
many for an all the time kind of a thing.
But it's great for a moment like this.
great for a moment like this.
Yeah.
Okay. It sounds like absolute carnage in there. Give me 1 second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And then there's 16 of these ants. And is Jessica going full in on as well?
I mean, for whatever strength Jessica has left, which is not much, yes.
Oh, baby girl.
Baby girl.
Okay, here it comes. I'm just gonna describe to you each round as it happens.
Okay.
You're great.
Okay. Oh my god. So just so you guys know what I'm doing, because the ants and these not super well trained guards, that's why they're in bulk. I'm rolling dice to represent each one of them, and every odd number I'm pulling one off the board.
Great.
We're just gonna quicken this combat. Immediately, it's sounding bad for the guards.
Great.
Like, you see, like, oh my god, I can't load the gun fast enough! One guy gets out, and an ant lands on his back, bites his spine out, and then gets shot and dies on the street.
Right.
Next round. This is R-rated, baby. It's as mature audiences. Just because we're animals doesn't mean
I think
combat's clean.
Sitting in his little, like, chair on my crossbow, Olivier, like, looks at Nesbitt like, are you kidding me?
this you're fine
This
with?
is okay. Are you fucking kidding me right now, dude?
Oh, that's
Truly, one guard, after this next round of combat, it goes silent. And I want you guys to know what I just did.
Yeah.
There's one guard left in 2 rounds, odds evens.
Oh my god.
My
There
god.
are 5 ants remaining. One guard gets out. Gate blasts off the hinges as Jessica floats, injured, with 4 ants. Do any of these ants have a speed greater than 30 feet?
If you let me pick what animal they are, I picked wolf, which has a 40-foot move speed.
Great, he
And-
does not get away. but he does put up a valiant effort. He survives one more round as one ant jumps up to him. He gets a scimitar loose, cuts it in half. The ant flops down onto the ground, continues running away, backing up. Get back! Get back! Another round. 2, 3 more ants converge on this one guy. Slam, slam, slam. 3 ants drop. Only Jessica weakly floating in front of him as he trips
Jessica
backwards,
Joe.
leaning back as the ant over the top. This is a 1v1 contest. I roll a 1 for him and a 6 for Jessica. Jessica lands down on the ground.
Jessica 3.
Yeah, 3.
Wait!
Oh god. Okay, let's not carry it away.
I believe that might be our cue.
Yeah, I think and the second we hear full silence, I think we just are like, go for it.
A little bit
Yeah.
of like viscera sticking off the claw. She's like,
Okay. That's
Good
that's
girl.
that's
Oh my
enough.
god.
That's enough.
Ronnie, you have a way to carry this thing?
oh right, of course. Bryony is like,
Unreal.
oh yeah, I do.
Ronnie!
It's very much like that scene from Barry, if anybody's watched that. Bryony goes into the back of the cart, puts on these thick golden gloves that are a little too big for his paws.
A Zelda reference. Gabe won't understand.
I thought it was
doesn't
Gauntlets
get
of
it.
Ogre Strength. I thought it was a D&D
Walks
thing.
over to the meteorite and kind of bear hugs it and picks it up like it's a big hollow pot. All right, ready to go.
Ronnie, you are incredible.
What, do you think I never had to do this before? Come on. Moving big amounts of material by myself because I don't trust anyone? Yeah, right. This is par for the course for me.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Yeah, all right. Whenever you're ready.
All right, we go.
All right. You
Stepping
walk.
over bodies.
Yeah, it is a bloodbath in the cemetery. Dead ants, dead bodies, black and gold uniforms torn asunder. You have to quite literally like move bodies off the platform before you're able to get the elevator mechanisms like available.
Rogue ant attack.
It happens.
Just 70 a pack of ants with a flying queen ripped into the
Stranger things have happened.
Hey,
20
the crazy
guards.
It's
place.
Emporia,
Yeah.
baby.
Crazy
The
world.
elevator is then cleared. You guys find that little hitch in the ground where the pole is waiting to get pulled up. The button at the top and the lever ready to be moved when you're ready to move down. Okay.
That was we do it. In
Moving
sound
down.
Effects.
Above your head, everything closes. And immediately, we are in the dark under recesses. As we are moving down, after all this time has passed, Pass Without Trace lasts 10 minutes.
It's gone because of Conjure
gone.
Animals.
Great. Conjure Animals is gone. Is Jessica with you with just like 1 HP?
Jessica's with me with exactly 1 HP, yes.
Hilarious.
Because you dealt 14, then 10, right? That's what happened?
That's right.
Yep. That's
Okay.
Yeah, that's 1 HP.
Incredible.
Crazy.
Wow.
Let me just really
But
quick.
yeah.
It feels silly to recast Pass Without Trace. It feels like if the elevator's coming down, someone's looking at it, right? Like,
Is it silly for me to lay on hands Jessica 3 some HP, or do we want?
No,
What-
just save it.
yeah, I
You
will
can
say,
save it.
like, this being surrounded by guards, there's a good chance we're rolling initiative the second this elevator lands.
that's kind of what I figured.
So, if there are any spells right now that you would cast pre-combat, this is feeling very much like a video game boss elevator.
You know what? I'll go ahead and lay on hands Jessica 3, 11 HP, so she's got 12.
Okay. What's
Okay.
Jessica's AC? I'm gonna keep track over here.
Actually, I mean, I was probably gonna do a different spell. We can do that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
No, I'll.
Oh yeah, is
I'll-
it a
I won't do it.
concentration?
It's
I'll
concentration,
retroactive.
so I think
You got it.
I think what I might do is better. But I can always have. It's a good thought. I can always just recast it, Jessica. At full health.
I won't do it. Don't. Yeah, it's done. I'm just gonna go ahead and cast Bless on all of us.
Dope.
Okay, huge.
I'll pop Starry form.
Can I just ready an attack?
We cannot ready attacks in that manner. No.
Okay.
So Bless works for 10 rounds, correct?
Yeah, it's a minute. So I can I'll do it right as we're where the bottom.
Right as it opens,
Yeah.
that's basically your preparation. Is so that it lasts the maximum amount of rounds. You're gonna cast Bless right at the top of combat.
Yeah.
Okay, so Bless will affect everyone. How many targets?
3.
So just the three of you guys, not Brian.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh right, you bless up to 3 creatures. I mean, I could do it at second level and do
Up
everybody.
to you.
It's fine.
Let's do that. I'll do second level so Bryony gets it as well.
That's
Okay.
So nice of you.
Bryony, just so you all are aware,
Forgot about him. I felt bad.
has leveled up.
Oh, that's nice.
He has 50 hit points now.
That's better.
Hey.
And he came ready to fight rather than ready to forge. So he
Let's
is
go,
rocking
Bryony.
some armor that gives him a 19 AC.
Let's go.
Actually, he's going to
Bryony.
also wield a shield and a hammer, so he's going to actually have an AC of 21.
I'm
Let's
going
go,
to
Brian.
cast
That's
Aid
that's with me.
Mm.
Dope.
on Bryony.
Does that get rid of Jessica?
No, it's not concentration.
Okay.
But also,
beautiful.
I'm probably gonna get rid of Jessica anyway, just because I
Have other things you're gonna wanna.
maybe it might be good to just have Jessica there. For
8 is up
one
to
HP.
3 people.
No, I know. That's why I'm
He
doing it
didn't
at Bryony,
Finish that, I don't think.
Zygo, and I think
Does it just work? It's not concentration or anything?
Just works.
it just works.
Amazing.
hours.
So I'm not even going to use like an icon
It
to
just
note
works
that.
for 8 hours.
You just get 5 more HP, right?
Plus 5 more HP?
I'm gonna do it at 3rd level and give us 10.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
so Bryony's
and-
now at 60 HP.
And I think I'm gonna give it to me, Hannah, because I think you might have the highest
I definitely
baseline.
do. I definitely,
I think
definitely do.
That's really cool.
Okay, are we going in?
Well, I guess.
Anything else I can even prep here?
Yeah, what else?
Dylan, are you holding on to Jessica for a little bit?
Oh.
Should I? We have a moment to talk. Is it good for me to hold on to Jessica? Because I can do that, and we can. If that's a plan, then yeah, I will. If it helps other people, then for sure, I don't have to do what I was gonna do.
What were you gonna do?
It's actually, it was just a thing that would make me better. But if Jessica's helping,
I mean, I was thinking of polymorphing her into something monstrous. But then if you lose concentration, my thing would end, right? Because she would disappear. But
it's
it could
true.
be cool for a
It
round.
could be cool for a round
Wow.
to come in with something that they are for sure not expecting.
I mean,
Wanna
why
fuck
not? Because
around?
she gets
Why-
the HP of the
hey.
polymorph.
Yeah,
Why
exactly.
not? Why not?
Let's do it.
Let's try it.
I will
They'd have
precast
to hit me.
polymorph on Jessica 3.
Okay.
And at this
What does she
level-
become?
Let me tell you, George. At this level, well, you can polymorph a creature into something, but I don't remember what it is.
It's a
like,
beast.
No, I know it's a beast. but
Right.
I'm trying to remember what level creature you're allowed to do it in.
Equal to your level challenge rating.
Is it mine?
Oh, or it
No,
might
it's
be the
the target.
creatures. It's
The
the
targets.
target's. Yeah, the target's
So
level.
what is the
Oh,
challenge
okay,
rating
so
of Jessica? Because that might change.
That
this.
might change it, because it's not great.
Yeah.
So yeah, in that case, we may not
it
do
would
this,
probably
but
be
it's
equivalent. So never
Mhm.
mind. I'll say
You
no.
can,
Never
you can
mind.
only do. Is that true? You can only transform something into its target.
The targets. Yeah.
The
I
target
just read
seems to. Okay.
If you want to polymorph me,
I feel like you're more useful to us with the ability to smite and heal and things like and
Okay.
fly.
fair.
That polymorph might be a good thing to use if Bryony's looking bad.
Yeah, for real.
Gotcha.
Okay, so let's not do that because I think
Nix
that
the polymorph idea. It was a
'cause
cool thought.
it is a really cool thought.
Mhm.
If it wasn't like, I'm pretty
I
sure
am
it's a
with you.
small. Summon beast is like a 1.
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay.
Oh,
We did
well, wait.
that.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Challenge proficiency bonus equals your bonus.
Oh, so is it like a level?
It's a
5
challenge rating
or 4?
5. Then.
That isn't bad for beasts. There's not a lot.
Sorry,
of beasts.
I was like, it has to be low, and it just says challenge rating proficiency bonus. What
okay.
the fuck?
Hold on. Because
Pause.
That changes a
What's that?
lot of things.
We're
5
going
is
back
high.
and forth here.
5
I know,
is
but
high
that's-
for monsters.
5 is high for beasts specifically, man. Okay. Sorry, hold on 1 second.
No, everything changed.
Everything changed. 5 is really high. Okay. George,
Yeah.
I would like to polymorph Jessica 3 into the equivalent of a triceratops, please.
Okay. Is that a large-sized creature?
That is a huge-sized creature. Can I do that in this elevator?
So
Oh.
yes, but it is now tight in
Wait,
here.
wait. Sorry.
Is
I'm,
there something you'd prefer?
I'm reading this spell more in depth. I want it to be accurate to what this spell is.
Sure,
okay.
sure.
I think that is not true. I think that it is not. I think it doesn't have a challenge. I think that it's just worded bad on this website.
Got you.
What's the
think
spell?
I think I looked up. It's Summon Beast. I'm pretty sure it's challenge rating nothing. Proficiency bonus equals your bonus is what it means to say. The way it's worded in D&D Beyond is proficiency bonus and then a dash, like challenge dash proficiency bonus.
Right.
So I don't think that this is true. I'm sorry. We wasted time, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't do that.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Well, we had a cool little image for a sec.
Yeah, I had a cool image for a second, but I'm pretty sure.
Never mind.
Its challenge
Get
rating
rid of her.
is nothing. I'm pretty sure.
Cool.
And that its proficiency bonus equals my proficiency bonus.
Cool. No Triceratops bug.
Sorry.
Okay.
We're going
Sorry.
in raw.
Man, y'all, I wish y'all could have seen what I was.
Whatever you were about to build behind the scenes.
I'm sorry, George. I just like that is.
Hold on.
Okay. Yeah, do what you gotta do. Yeah, the way absolutely robbed. I agree, chat. The way that it's worded in D&D Beyond is very promising, but the way it's worded when you actually look up the spell and it's not in a tight little box, it's clear what it's trying to say.
That's a bum.
Big boo. That's a
It
bum
was
bum.
very
Dave
exciting
Greenspan.
for a moment, though. Remember that moment that we had that was exciting?
It was
when
so exciting.
when Gabe said add in a triceratops.
Yeah.
and we all were like, "Where?"
Hang on. Because what I'm reading,
Oh, what?
Oh?
it's up for debate,
Oh.
Oh, summon.
and I'm inclined to allow this if it's
Let's
up for
fucking
debate.
do it.
Okay.
If it's up for debate, let's go.
Because
Wow. what
so
a journey we've gone on.
your
I know.
proficiency bonus is +5, and that makes
Yes.
that means that's its proficiency bonus.
Yes.
Oh my god! Because you can cast polymorph on like a familiar.
Yeah, sure.
Second level spell.
I know this
We
one's
have
a
the
weird
ladybug. We could.
This is a
polymorph
weird
this
one, but
ladybug.
I want to know what the answer is.
But that would only be as big as the Ladybug's challenge rating, which is like a quarter.
Mhm. The problem
Did
is because
want
this is a very specific animal. It's a like summoned beast, which is not a real animal that
A
they have a
real
challenge
animal in the
rating for,
world.
and because you can upcast it and make it bigger
More
based off of its like
powerful
spell. I thought it would maybe be like challenge rating spell level or something like that, but no, because that would make it pretty beefy right off the bat.
the spell that you just used is summon beast, correct?
Yes, summon beast.
I'm
from
gonna put it to
Tasha's.
bed by looking up a different summon spell.
Good idea.
No, that's wrong.
Well, the hard part is that the other summon spells have specific animals that they're summoning.
Right, that
this
they are
is summoning a
summoning.
thing that is specifically not a creature that is in the book. It's just
It's a bestial spirit.
bestial spirit. Yeah. Sorry, gang, that this happened.
No, this is interesting
weird
for us.
semantics
This is
thing.
important. Yeah.
But it is fun.
It is fun. Watch us
This
both
is
lose
most of this-
concentration immediately with the doors open. It's all for naught.
I mean, as long as we're close to Acana, our checks should be pretty good. We
Chances
just-
are
Yeah.
decent.
yeah.
Save should be pretty salad. What the heck is a salad?
Okay. The beasts do not have a CR value, so their CR value is not less than or equal to your level, unless you read null as 0.
Okay.
But it said it's not less than or equal to your level.
Unless you read null as 0.
To your level.
Mhm.
So it's a
There's-
challenge
yeah,
rating
of
12.
course, they're saying not to the
They're
level,
saying
so
it's
that's
not
crazy.
CR 12.
Which obviously,
Right.
to me,
Which,
that would be
duh.
crazy.
Yeah.
I think it's very fun for it to be the level of your proficiency bonus, which is 5. I'm gonna officially give this DM thumbs up.
Okay.
Uh, okay, so
Right,
what
okay.
happens
Oh my gosh.
as you
worth it. Now we
polymorph
feel good about
Jessica,
it.
the flying monster, drops to the floor. A giant crest of exoskeleton explodes out of her face. The
If I had
wings
a nickel.
curdle and just fall as more exoskeleton bursts through an underlayer. She just starts becoming jagged with exoskeleton like a massive dire queen ant. With the stats of a triceratops as 3 insane looking horns, almost more akin to a dung beetle, now adorn the top of the massive incisors that have formed under Jessica. All of you are plastered up against the wall of this not very large elevator. It's about 20 feet across in its biggest place, so you guys exactly have enough room to be like, oh shit. As the elevator comes down, we have aid cast. We have bless cast. Immediately, bless goes out before the round kicks off, before initiative is rolled. Bless will just have to have one less round for it. As it gets cast like on that previous round, so you have now used 1 round of bless. Then the chamber is revealed, and I'm going to bring you over to the map now. Don't go yet, Dylan, but it's coming.
Okay.
Okay,
Oh man, I'm so nervous.
Oh
Go
my God,
ahead.
it's this map.
and give
Yeah.
yourself a look.
It's gonna be the.
Forgot about this map.
Wow.
gonna be the
This was where Joey
original
fed you the
map.
potion when you were
Oh yeah,
knocked
this is where
out and made you
Zygo.
giant.
Oh, this is where Zygo almost died.
This is where we all almost died,
Hey, yeah. Didn't we all
except
die?
except Joey.
In the room,
Except Joey. Wow.
a score of blackjacks spotting the
God.
halls suddenly turn to face you. All of the golden circles with the wheel imagery represent blackjacks. And standing in the center of the platform, literally with his hand like in the motion of pulling a lever, turning to look at the elevator that has just opened, is Rudolph Smith.
Rudy.
Rudy got
Rudolph
here.
the Red Smith, Blacksmith.
Wow.
He looks at all of you. You're too late. I have awakened them. Boris would kill me. He has no idea who I am. I will show Archpriest Ezra who deserves to be the lead commandant of this armada. And I will show him by bringing him your bodies.
Wait, it seems
From-
like we have a lot in common.
What?
Can we go back to our memory?
We also
when
have
that
doors.
happens,
There's no way.
coming from either entrance from the south, east, and the northwest along the acid passageways, there are large metallic clunks that move into motion, and something massive begins to approach from either direction.
Oh no.
Blasts of steam from down in each of the caverns. Everybody roll initiative. And that is where we're going to take a little break. We may need to take a secondary break later tonight, but it will be brief. Stay tuned while we get all this initiative sorted out. We'll be back.
So bad.
I set upon the ship at dawn. I wouldn't dare be late. Abilities were checked.
kid.
Welcome, everybody. We are back in the throes of it. Deep below Brickton, in Yzma's acid forge. Currently in the hall where an acid river flows from southeast to northwest, both of which from both dark caverns, one more natural and like just sort of where the acid is flowing, the other more ornate and ceremonial up into the top left area. We're kicking off combat. There is a rumbling coming from both ends. This is a place we've been before. Somewhere in this chamber exists Yzma's bells over to the southwest of the chamber. However, those doors are firmly closed. Massive, heavy stone doors that were not closed before. We kick off at the start of combat right away with Briny, who rolls a natural 20 on his AC, on his initiative. Let me just... really quick, he is going to be operating with a very interesting fight style this time around. The first thing you notice is that he does not pull his hammer from his belt. Rather, he goes, I assume this is where we start fighting, yes?
That would be my assumption as well.
Right, here we go! He looks over to his left, takes the meteor, winds up, and throws it like a baseball. Oh my god! One guy. You think it smushes the guy, but he has dived out of the way, throws the meteor a little short, as the guy jumps back and avoids the crushing 1,000-pound object. But because Briny rolled a natural 20 on his AC, he moves up to the meteor, picks it up with absolutely no problem, and instead makes a melee attack with it.
Oh my god.
On the guy's head. That will hit. And that is going to deal... You will just pardon me in my getting this set. 20 damage, or excuse me, 25 damage to this guy, immediately killing him.
Yeah.
Bye.
Oh, all right, let's go then. Nesbitt, it is your turn.
Nesbitt looks around. Oh, deja vu.
Who's adding bless to that too?
And we'll take
yeah.
aim at Rudy Smith and fire with sharpshooter.
Oh my god.
And bless, right? Yes.
Yes.
Oh my god.
No, it's just what?
If you do this twice
If you-
in this campaign.
God, I hope so. Okay. What is my thing again? Okay. Yes. So -5 is 7. That's gonna be 19 to hit.
Okay, 19 does hit.
Bless really saving my ass there.
Yeah, seriously.
All right. Okay, so that's going to be 19 points of damage.
19 points, got it.
Make a strength saving throw.
Strength saving throw. Not great. 13.
That's a failure.
Oh my god.
So 15 feet.
Oh my god.
This time, though, it's worse for them because they're prone into the acid.
Ah! You think you can... What are these things? Ah! Okay.
I can't believe
he falls immediately into the acid. Up or down?
What, up or down?
Yeah, show me where he falls
I think.
with your ruler.
Yeah. Okay. Give me a second. I don't. It doesn't really seem like it matters too much, but like I guess would here be good? Oh, that gives him more ways to get up quickly.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
Over
down.
here.
Yeah.
And he's prone. So
He's prone. He disappears under the acid. He takes 20 acid damage.
Unreal.
Amazing.
Okay.
So that's my first attack.
Shot number 1.
Oh, I didn't even roll damage on it. No, I did roll damage. That was 19 damage. Okay, so then I will just roll to hit. I think the one like right over here. Sorry, right here. See where I'm ping?
Yes, I got it.
Okay, still sharpshooter. That is probably going to miss. That's that's a 12 to hit.
12
You
does
got
miss.
bless?
I'll
Can you add
wheel
bless?
that attack.
Really? Okay.
I want us to do well on things.
Okay.
Add 5 to that. 17.
17 to hit.
17 does hit. Roll
Okay.
damage.
Yum,
Yeah.
yum, yum.
I just want you all to know
Many
that
of
was
these
from
goes out
a
of here.
2. I rolled a 2.
Wow.
Jeez.
Wow.
This damage is gonna feel like that. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So that's 17 plus 4, 21 points of damage.
21 points of damage, heavily bloodies this guy, but he stays standing. These are not mess around blackjacks. These are elite troops. Thunks into him. He is deeply bloodied. Pulls the crossbow bolt out, gets his gun ready. What else, Nesbitt?
I think Nesbitt is going to. It's kind of he works best in the distance. I can't actually. I grab my character, by the way, George. But
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me get that for you.
Oh, I can't.
Fixed.
I
I'll
can't
get
get
it all
it
for. I'll get it for all of you.
I'm thinking I'm just gonna move to like back like here. I think.
Okay, great. And then Nesbitt, what does this giant ass Triceratops bug do?
That'll be at Gabe's purview.
I got you. It's gonna move forward just far enough to be able to run back at this guy with a 20-foot lead up to get there.
Okay, Gabe, you can control it.
Great. So it's gonna be like here, essentially, turn, and then charge this guy behind him.
Okay.
Going for a fucking gore attack.
Okay.
Which is 25 to hit with that.
That sure hits.
You want the average that they just given the stat block there? Or
No, you can roll the damage if you'd like.
Okay. One moment. I just need to do that. Okay. Huh? Six. So that's 23 damage on the first hit there.
Okay,
And I
still
need
standing.
Him to make a strength saving throw.
That is a 5.
It is knocked prone, which means that he gets to also make a stomp attack as a bonus action, which he will do with advantage because it's a prone creature. That is a 24 to hit.
Describe it.
Great. I mean, just like boom, bam, smack, like full fucking palm to the ground.
Yeah,
Does anyone else like comic book think of that? Boom, bam,
Yeah.
smack.
boom, smack, shmam,
Uh-huh.
squish. Okay, that is the Triceratops ant. But now, we take a moment of freeze as everybody looks down to the southeast, and rolling out of the cavern into the green-hued light is a monstrous machination. At least 15 to 18 feet high, somewhere in there, moving amidst the acid, not affecting the metallic black frame in any way, burning from the inside with bubbling acid moving over the mouth, but also a bright red flame burning in the back of it as well. Smoke billowing in the hall, getting more and more difficult to breathe as it just really smokes up in here. I am now going to reveal in the bottom corner of the map what is rolling through the acid.
Holy shit.
It uses its movement to move into the position it is currently in. Just stopping for a moment in order to attack. Some giant apparatus on its top. And you see a little light light up inside of it. Some kind of hard bludgeoning object is fired towards all of you. And I need all of you, including Jessica, everybody within 30 feet of this point, which is all of you, and I think even some blackjacks.
Yeah.
So yes.
I think all of them in this side.
All of them in this general area.
Yeah.
I need all of you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, can it be a strength save, George?
No, please no.
Don't forget to add 7.
Add 7 on top of what our bonuses.
Yeah.
And bless.
And bless as well, right?
Oh my
Save.
god.
And bless.
Oh,
Fuck yes. Okay, that's for me.
that helps. Ugh. 14 for me.
Bryony botches.
Jesus. 25 for Zygo, 18 for Jessica 3.
Okay.
Mine is like 30 something.
Okay. And Hannah? What's Acana's?
14.
Okay.
I want everyone to know I rolled a 2.
Acana and Jessica 3 fail.
18? Damn.
18 fails. Sorry, so many tabs open. Okay, you are still going to take half this damage on a successful saving throw.
Yep.
As a massive blast of thunder shoots out in a shockwave. This is a big damage roll. So this is going to be a total of 8, 16, 21, 23, 30. 30 bludgeoning damage.
Halved if we succeeded, right?
Halved if you succeed.
Okay.
And an additional 22 thunder damage, halved if you succeeded.
What?
They're
For a
26
total.
for us.
Not for the ones who didn't save.
No, for the succeeds. For the fails.
The fails, it's 52.
For the fails, it's 52.
Jesus.
Bryony is immediately heavily bloodied.
Yeah. He has like 8 hit points left.
I nat 20'd my con save on
Oh,
the
right.
Triceratops.
The blackjacks evaporate.
Right?
Dylan, we still got her?
How much damage do we take total?
We took 26, so 13 would be the DC.
Yeah, we're good. 15.
Oh yeah, go ahead and make those con saves to keep
We
your
did it. We got
great.
it.
You made him great. Okay. I have to make one for Bryony really quick. He needs to be at 25. He botches his con saving throw. He loses his Shield of Faith,
What?
which was making his AC 23.
Jesus.
It goes down to 21.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
that's not the worst thing in the world.
That's not the worst thing in the world.
But Brian, stop.
However, it is now Rudy's turn. From deep down in the acid, there is a bubbling. Nesbitt, the last time you were down here and you put the overseer of this smelting pit into the acid, he was toast. You melted him in a couple of rounds. But what comes out of the acid is not Rudy Smith. Bubbling out of the acid is a hulking, black, shadowy, feral-looking demon. You see there are syringes emptied out into his chest.
This is some arcane shit.
Hold on 1 second. I just have to reset my fucking sound so I don't have this.
I was always more of an alchemist.
He rises out of the acid, is still going to take all of that acid damage. Whew.
Yeah, keep it.
Jeez. He takes 29 acid damage in this form, which he appears to sort of shrug off as he climbs out of the pit, first priority, and then launches his shadowy body, still wearing the heavy-looking armor that is now form-fitted to his side, expanding in certain places, looks over to Briny.
Do you recognize your craftsmanship?
And then is going to 5, 10, 15, 20, move its way over to Acana. Acana and Zygo.
He enters my space. He enters my space.
He enters your space. As
Sit down.
everybody sit down.
Attack.
You may attack with your opportunity attack because of your mantis helm.
Yeah,
As he approaches
and-
you, shadowy, just like a shadowy essence spills over your feet, and you feel a weakness creeping over your body.
Not
But
to
Acana,
Satan.
okay, you may make
hold
your
on.
opportunity attack.
Hold on. When opportunity, the creature's speed is now 0 for the rest of the turn. Also, so
Just
get
immediately?
wrecked. Get wrecked. Yeah. When you hit, when I hit a creature, if I hit him, his speed becomes 0. So, sorry, I'm very excited to use Sentinel.
Wait, does Sentinel proc when he enters your space?
I don't know if
Yes,
Sentinel.
for an opportunity attack. Yes,
no,
when you.
she has something else
that.
that procs.
Are you
opportunity
talking
attacks.
about your mantis helm?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes,
but
that's
combined
what's-
with Sentinel.
Combined with Sentinel, yes, you are all good
Mhm.
there. Yes.
Cool. Fine.
Yeah, disengage, can't save him, that's fun.
Yeah. Mhm.
It's also difficult terrain near her.
Yeah.
Oh, it is difficult terrain. In how much
Yeah.
of a range?
30, isn't it 30 feet around? Is it 15 or 30 feet around you, Hannah?
Sorry, I just botched.
Okay,
so
yeah,
I
but
don't
you
know.
may not.
Felt that coming, but it
depending
might
on
not
what
be an
happens,
issue.
you may not be able to even attack. So,
Okay.
how much?
What's the
What's the
difficult
range
terrain
of difficult
around
terrain?
Hold
Hold, please.
for.
I don't know if it's 30 or if it's 15 feet, but he did go prone, have to use half his
I
movement to
think
get up.
I think it's 30, but hold on.
I think it's a
let me-
30-foot radius.
Mhm.
It is a 30-foot rate. Hold on.
And he takes damage for moving through.
All terrain is difficult for enemies within 30 feet. Every time they move 5 feet, they take 1d4 damage.
Okay, so he gets up with a 5-10, 15-20, 25-30, 35-40. Vines begin to rip at his feet. He is going to use a dash action to reach you.
Okay.
Does reach you.
Okay,
You may make
so-
that attack, but also 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. He's going to take 5d4 piercing damage from your vines.
Yeah. I guess I could roll that 5d5. Or no, wait, no, 5d4.
5d4.
1, 2, 3.
My favorite 5-sided die.
Okay.
Okay.
Mixed bag here. 12 damage.
Okay, he'll
Ain't
take
nothing.
12 of that. Is that magical damage, do we say?
I mean,
I-
it's the most magical
I
stick in
think
the
it-
world.
I think the vine damage is not inherently magical. I think the vine damage is non-magical.
Okay.
But it's still
You
it
made
is
it.
still creating difficult terrain, and it is still doing damage. He is resistant to non-magical damage in this form. He'll only take 6 of that. Acana, you may now take your Mantis Helm Sentinel opportunity attack.
Okay, I botched.
Okay, you botched. So let's do that.
I'm like really.
I'm gonna roll that D100 open.
That is such a shame.
45 is just a miss.
Really annoyed about it.
Yeah.
Maybe because it's just a miss. I got too excited.
Clearly.
Yeah, just like a little whiff as he dashes. He uses that extra movement of the dash that he has left over to duck underneath. He has massive shadowy claws right now. Those 2 syringes are like they just squeeze the last of the liquid, and they just like force their way out of his body as he flexes. The clattering to the ground. You notice. Go ahead and make a very fast Arcana check with disadvantage for me, just to like notice as they fall past your vision. Yes, you.
Oh, I got a nat 20 and a 9.
A 9? Okay.
Yeah.
Clink, clink, clink. They clatter to the ground.
Oh wait, I add bless.
What was clinking? Not for
Not for an ability check.
Oh right.
The 2 syringes that popped out of his chest that clinked to the ground as they've.
I'm right there. Can I make that check?
Yeah, you can go ahead. Yep, sure.
16.
You specifically don't recognize it.
Okay.
You notice like you've never seen that before.
Okay.
Okay. He uses his dash action to get up to you, so that is it. Zygo, it is now your turn.
Can we take a quick pause and then we'll do my turn?
We will take a quick pause and do Zygo's turn. Why don't we just do Acana's turn first?
Love that, and I will be right back.
Okay, Acana, really mad, kind of embarrassed. Is going to, I guess this is my main goal right now, unless we think Briny absolutely.
Well, we can talk about that.
Cross that bridge when we get to it.
Because Zygo could potentially do that as well. Zygo could heal.
Right, and the healing will still double.
And you're the melee person, so you're right in
Yeah.
melee with it. I'd say attack and smite if you can.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Oh, Pope! That's concentration. Okay, never mind. Alright. Acana's just gonna go in really mad, and she's just gonna bring her quarterstaff around and try attacking again.
Okay, gorilla attack.
She's mad I didn't like that. Okay, first one. Jesus. Joseph. Okay. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20 hits.
Great. And I am going to go ahead and third level smite his ass.
Okay.
Because I can, baby.
Because you can.
Because I Acana.
Woof.
Make sure you tell me what the damage split is as well.
Okay, so let me do the D6. Let me do the melee stuff first. Okay, so that'll be 14 for the melee.
Okay, 14 damage for just the staff, and then the smite afterward.
Mm-hmm. I haven't smited in so long. Extra 2d8 random, and then 1d8 to bum, so 2 more there. And then I add another one because I'm...
Isn't it 5d8?
Cool. Yes, it will be 5d8 to retaliate. Oh, I rolled 2 1s, but 2 8s, so that is 20 damage.
20 damage doubled to 40, as this shadowy form is vulnerable to radiant damage.
Upon seeing that, Acana will just start laughing. Get ready for another one! And she brings it around to do her second attack. How does he look after that?
Still up. Not bloodied yet.
Not bloodied, okay.
I think we got a ways to go.
Okay, that's fine. Ooh, 14 plus 12, 26.
That hits.
Yeah. And I'm going to, so here's the melee damage. 13. And I will go ahead and smite him. I think my max is 5d8, right? So there's no point in...
Yeah, there's no going beyond 5d8, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, yeah.
I think there may be
then
a
I will go
way,
ahead
but
and...
it's-
Yeah. I'll smite him at first level, which is still 3d8, so...
Okay.
All right, 17.
17. Okay. 17 damage without the smite? Or 17 is the smite?
That is the smite. Mhm.
What was the melee damage?
14.
13.
Oh, 13.
13 minus another 34.
Mm-hmm. Wow, I just did a lot of damage.
This form clearly coming apart at the seams appears bloodied. It is dripping black liquid onto the ground from its wounds. Acana, you've been having a lot of dreams about this and really been focusing on it, and it's been torturing you.
It's been torturing me in person too.
The damage being done to this guy is manifesting in the same way that it did in those altered monsters at Ramilda Dizzy's mansion.
Okay. Wait, can you say that again? The liquid?
The liquid that is dripping off of him is similar to liquid that was dripping off of the creatures that ruined Dizzy's mansion and were unleashed in Key East.
And is it similar to like the liquid that was raining?
You might draw a connection to that as well.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Okay. Coming from the top left corner, as Gabe is not here yet.
Okay.
Trundling along, revealing itself, is a second horrifying machine. However, this machine uses its action rather than to attack. Spider-like, just massive machinery that like creates a massive lift, moves this creature up along the tracks that are created up along the pathway. It extends its legs out and begins to travel along the top of this acid pit. 10, 15, 20. As it swivels, it drives sort of like along the top here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Let me just make sure I'm not moving him too far. It might have already. Let me just do a quick check. Nope, not quite. We're gonna say this guy gets to right about here at an angle, and it looks as though it has swiveled and means to charge you.
So it's on the ceiling, or is it?
No. It is
okay.
it is just elevated on that platform.
Oh,
like
okay,
right now,
okay.
it is above you and about to like tumble down this 5-foot step on towards you. It used its action to lift itself using some mechanics.
Well, if it goes
Crawl.
5 feet into the thing, it does start taking damage.
Yes, it does.
And it's difficult terrain.
Difficult terrain, actually, as well. Yeah. So actually, we'll only get to here. Go ahead and do that
Does it-
1d4.
Incredible, Anna.
3.
3. Okay, we'll take half of that. One quick little damage. All right, Zygo, it is now your turn swapping for Acana. Just this one turn.
Amazing. That's great.
I'm so sorry. Acana, at the beginning of your turn, I need a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, I nat 20 to get out of
Beautiful.
here with it. Get out.
The shadowy aura is rippling away from you like it's too scared to touch you.
Let's go.
Zygo, at the start of your turn, go ahead and
Wisdom
make
save?
a wisdom saving throw.
Natural 19 plus a lot of stuff.
You guys are both magically just like walking through the aura amidst starlight and just like bright, holy, divine light. The shadow is getting eradicated. It is nothing compared to your auras. Zygo, go ahead and take your turn.
Great. I'm gonna slide under the ant here, 10 feet this way. Go 15 feet and then 10 feet up. Just hover up 10 feet. And do I get, looking at these things that are crawling towards us, do they look piloted or do they look like they are?
They do not look piloted.
Okay, cool. They're automechanical and they're working on their own.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then let's target the big giant murder dog. Zygo is going to look at Rudy, who has been coming at his girl Acana. And oh, you know what? Sorry, I'm wrong about where I wanted to move. I want to be within 10 feet of Acana, so I'm actually going to have slid this way to over there.
Okay.
And I'm going to fire a guiding bolt at Rudy.
Okay.
That is very cocked. That is a 29 to hit.
That hits.
Wow.
Okay. I rolled so well on that. That is 15 radiant damage to him.
Doubling to 30 radiant damage.
Hell yeah. Bonus action, I will use my archer shot to also throw a bolt at him. That, which has advantage because of the guiding bolt, is a 21 to hit him. Is another 16 radiant damage.
Doubled to 32. Still maintaining the shadowy form, but rippling apart, and you can start to see, like, his face is returning back to Rudy a little bit, as the shadow is getting purged from his body. You will not stop me! Then we're going to go to the Blackjacks, who have all been furiously loading. I'm going to roll a bunch of attacks. Let me just see what we've got here. I've got this expedited a bit, but this is not going to be nice.
Yep.
Okay, so...
Do we get any kind of cover being behind Rudy?
Maybe.
So they are going to
some
attack
specific
you in a way that is advantageous to them in order to not have to deal with the cover element. Yeah, they can all kind of split their attacks in a way that they don't have to use for cover. Yeah, and also they're all on elevated positions. Okay, so this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, there's actually 4 of you, right? So 1, 2, 3. Actually, there's 5 of you.
Does Rudy get partial cover? Or no, Bryony get partial cover from the meteor that he's by?
They're all up.
I think first Jessica is gonna get attacked 3 times.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Jessica, a 13. Does a 13 hit, Jessica?
Just hits.
Okay. A 16 then also hits.
Also hits.
One of their guns jam.
Nice.
Cool.
He will not attack next turn.
Cool. Yeah.
Another 16. Oh, sorry, that's all for Jessica. So that's just going to be 2 hits. Woof. These are direct shots. These guys are snipers. 22, 28. That is going to be 30 damage to the Triceratops Jessica,
Okay.
which brings us down to 13.
Still up, yep.
Then we have got Nesbitt. 16 on Nesbitt.
No.
25 on Nesbitt.
Yeah.
And then a miss. Nesbitt, you are going to take 13 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Then we have got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Zygo, this is an 11 to hit you,
Miss.
and a 24 to hit you.
Hit.
Okay, that hit is going to deal. Oh, Nesbitt, just go ahead and make a con save for me.
Yeah. You dealt me how much again?
Make a
10 is the DC.
Right. Yeah. Yes. That is. 12.
It's a saving throw technically too, so you can add bless.
Yeah, no, it's 12
And
already.
7.
Okay, great. Amazing. You take 19 piercing damage, Zygo. Go ahead and give me that con save for polymorph.
Uh-huh. I make it because of the thing that was 6 plus 8 plus bless.
Plus 7.
12, but 17. I'm good.
Okay, amazing. And then a 10 is going to miss you. Then we have got Acana. We have a 17 to hit you.
No.
And then we have 2 back-to-back nat 20s.
Jesus Christ.
No.
Superstar.
This is going to be a very large amount of damage. Or unless they suck at rolling.
Oh wait, I forgot to get 6 HP
Amazing.
on the start of me.
Right. That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
You take 47 points of piercing damage from these shots.
Oh my gosh.
Are you
I'm
concentrating on
bloodied,
any spells?
obviously. Oh, I was.
Bless.
Thank
Go ahead
you
and make
for
2 con saves. One of them is DC 12, the other is DC 10. So make the first one. I think the only way you
Okay.
can not do this is if you punch, right?
Yeah, hold on. 6 plus 11, so
Great,
17.
you're good. And then the next one. Okay, the only way you can miss this is if you botch.
Yeah, more.
Okay, great. You're fine. Maintain concentration, no problem. That is the Blackjacks. They are going to move into a... Actually, they don't really have much they can do. They're just going to kind of back up off of you guys a little bit. And they are going to take various degrees of cover, I think. The ones that can, anyway. And then several of the ones that are far away are going to lay down prone to give you disadvantage. I'm going to mark the ones that lay down prone right now. Okay, but then we can move up to the top of the order with Briny, who is going to spend his turn just pumping 20 points of lay on hands into himself. That is all of his lay on hands.
Okay.
He's within 30 feet, so it would be...
doubles.
So it's actually 40,
40.
bringing him up to 48 HP.
Dope.
Yeah.
He is no longer...
Dope.
Okay,
Concern.
no longer bloodied. Nesbitt, it is your turn. And I'm going to go around and mark the ones that laid down.
Nesbitt goes to take a shot. Sorry, let me just check something here, buddy.
Take your time, you're good.
Yeah, Nesbitt goes to take a shot and then realizes how much, like, we're getting shot at. So, no. And I'll make a wind wall to
Nice.
protect us from projectiles.
Nice. Is that concentration though?
Oh wait, no, it's concentration, so I wouldn't do that. Sorry.
Got it.
Never mind.
No
Then
problem, no problem.
Then I'll do the thing that
I'm
Nesbitt...
okay to lose polymorph if you want to do that. That's a really good idea.
Yeah, I mean,
Jessica is
I
pretty
just-
low on health, right?
We just got friggin'
She has
wrecked.
13 health left at this point, and I'm not looking to heal her. It would be like one attack she could get off right after your turn.
Yeah, Nesbitt's still gonna do it. Nesbitt will drop concentration.
Okay.
And we'll
The Triceratops disappeareth.
we'll make a wind wall that is really not trying to damage anyone. It's literally just to be a barrier that protects from projectiles, since projectiles will be
Show me
shot.
where it is.
Okay, I'll try to
Use
draw-
your ruler, and I'll trace wherever you go.
Yeah, gotcha. I think it would, because I can like curve it. It would be like around this. So it would be
Go
like
5 by 5 for me, and I will follow you.
So it would be like 10, like 30, and then like 10 or something. Yeah, like around that. Yeah.
All
So,
right,
like,
there's
we-
your wind wall that
so, like-
springs up, kind of in a curved dome.
And
That's
also,
huge.
I guess only Rudy would make a strength save in that sense.
Yep, Rudy will make right now. Will make the strength save as it comes up. That is going to be a success.
Okay.
What was
23.
the number?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
You'll take half of. Good. You'll take half of 19
Okay,
points of bludgeoning damage.
9 points of bludgeoning, halved again to 4. Oh well, that's magical damage.
Yeah, it's fully magical.
It's a giant wall of wind. It's magic.
And that will be what Nesbitt does, because it seemed like the best option. Okay.
That's
that'll be
dope, dude. Good turn.
Okay. Does that prevent all of them from even hitting you at all?
Arrows,
disadvantage.
bolts, other ordinary projectiles launched at targets behind the wall are deflected upward and automatically miss.
Oh, fuck yes.
That's incredible.
Fuck yes.
Huge.
And Nesbitt just does this.
Okay.
That's unreal.
How does that projectile, that wind wall will prevent what kind of projectiles?
Okay,
All
I mean,
projectiles?
it's up to you. It says arrows, bolts, and other ordinary projectiles. If you want to
Okay.
say that bullets go through it, then I
No,
don't know
no,
what to
no.
do.
Bullets will that will absolutely work on the bullets, 100%.
Yeah.
What I'm asking for is what's about to happen.
Like,
Oh, good.
yeah,
Um,
probably not whatever
bigger
they're
wave.
shooting. Probably not.
Yeah, the giant cannon explosions.
Most likely not, because of just what they are. But
This is going to be another of these thunder cannons from the bottom right corner is going to drop on you guys. This time the cannon is going to be placed like a shot more back here so as only to affect you guys and to leave Rudy out of the area of effect.
How are they working?
So I'm going to need a dexterity save from everyone once
Does
again.
being a little bit in the air help at all against the impact of this?
Let me
Or no?
check. No. You are still
right.
within 30 feet of the impact point.
Yes, I am.
Okay. I'm good.
Okay.
Wow.
22. That's so
You're
much
blessed.
better.
22
30.
succeeds. 30 succeeds.
Mine's like 30 something.
Unreal.
Bryony gets a 15, so which is a failure.
That's with a 7 and a blast.
Plus your 7 is a 22,
Yes.
which means he succeeds. He didn't.
Well,
he
hold on,
botched
Hannah,
last
how
time.
far is that radius from you? Because I think
Is
it's
it 10 feet?
Oh, it is 10 feet.
Okay, he
Yeah.
does fail at then.
I'm gonna. 18 was a failure, right? And he rolled a
18
what?
was a failure.
And he
rolled
rolled
a
a 15.
He rolled a
Yeah.
15.
I'll wheel it.
Wheel
Save.
of. Whoa.
Okay,
Literally, I got a 3. He gets.
Did
an
he roll
18.
with bless too?
18. What's that?
And he rolled with
Did
bless.
Brian roll with bless as well?
And that's including
Okay,
bless. Yes,
just
I
wanted
did
to make
include
sure.
Bless.
That's
No,
it.
thank you. Always check bless, of course. Okay, let me just check how much this is going to be.
We're probably gonna have to get
It's
him
gonna
back
be
up.
tough on Bryony.
Nobody has like bludgeoning or thunder resistance, right? So I'm just
No.
gonna give you this damage in a block. This deals 46 damage to those who fail. Excuse me, to the and 23 to those who succeed. Bryony has 2 hit points left.
Yep. I don't
Okay.
think any of us are looking great.
Go
Yeah.
ahead and make those concentration checks, folks.
Oh
These
my
are
God,
saving
I'm-
throws. You may add bless. You need to beat an 11 if you succeeded.
I do.
I do as well.
And I'm no longer concentrating.
Okay.
Right, the
Oh, you are
spell's
no longer concentrating at all. Great. Okay, that is that. Hellish engine. Now we get to Rudy, who is going to take some attacks on Acana. Acana, first attack is going to be a 27 to hit.
Christ.
Yes, that hits. Oh god, y'all, not looking good for your girl.
Okay, you are going to take 16 bludgeoning damage plus 11 necrotic damage.
So that's 27.
27 damage. Go ahead and make a concentration check for Bless, which you need to beat a 13 for.
Nat 20.
Nat 20, you are good. Now go ahead and please make a wisdom saving throw.
All right. 21.
21 is the DC. Nothing
Wow.
happens.
I rolled a
Jesus.
2.
Second attack. Second attack is like a 16, which I believe
Oh,
misses.
thank God.
Okay.
Oh my God, I have 3 hit points.
Okay. That misses you.
Oh my.
Zygo, it is now your turn.
Great. I see that Acana is not looking great, nor is Rudy, so we're gonna throw a quick little mass cure wounds on this baby.
Oh, thank you. I
I
could
can
do something
choose up
next turn
to-
too, but
I can choose up to 6 creatures. I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna do the party, right? All
The
everyone
party.
in the party. Cool.
and you know what? And Rudy Smith. Why not? Just kidding.
That is going to be. Everyone gets 24 healing, doubled to 48. Because being
Gorgeous.
next to Acana.
Arr.
Acana, how are you looking, baby girl?
Still 51 out of 146.
I got
so
you.
not-
And then my archer form immediately kicks in with the healing spell, or the chalice form rather, to do another 2d8 plus 5 to her, which will be 8, 13, doubled to 26 more health to you. Acana.
Gorgeous. Thank you.
That's my action. For my bonus action, I will archer shot radiant at Rudy Smith.
Roll attack.
Incredible.
That is a big thing to hit. That's a 27 to hit.
That hits.
Oh, Zygo, you're the best.
14 radiant damage.
14 doubled to
To
28
28.
radiant damage. Amazing. As that happens,
How does he look? He must look horrible.
The shadow,
Oh.
the rest of the shadow burns away from Rudy's form, and he is left standing there.
Let's go.
I'm not dead yet. That's what
not-
Rudy says.
The best thing, but it's not.
I have not been beaten yet.
Okay, he is no longer in his shadowy form, but he is diving into his pockets for something. Okay, that is that. Who is next after Zygo? This hellish engine. It does have to make the save for the wind wall, correct?
It's not persistent. It's the first turn.
Oh, okay, so it will move through the wind wall, disadvantage or difficult terrain.
I don't believe
Well,
so.
difficult terrain because of Acana.
Yeah, difficult terrain because of Acana.
Okay,
but
not because of the wind wall,
No,
though.
wind wall is a niche spell.
Just for
What
those
What it's
projectiles,
doing
baby.
is just not having them shoot
Just
at us
making
anymore.
them not shoot us.
Yeah.
Okay, it is going to
But
use
boy,
an
is it
action.
doing that.
An action to move its speed in a straight line. And it is going to choose, sorry, I'm going to choose the line here. Let's see who it gets. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. That is just its move speed, and now it's going to use its action to move its move speed in an ability called Flesh Crushing Stride.
And that was
How
happening
many-
at half speed, right?
This is happening at, so 5, 10, 15, 20,
Okay.
25,
So that's
30, 35, 40 is where it gets to.
How many
Um,
D4 is that?
It has a move speed of
lot.
40. It moved 40 feet. Oh, sorry, how many D4 is that for your attack? It is
Yeah,
5,
it's
10,
8.
15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So it is 8 D4.
Nice.
6 on the 2 more?
Not nothing.
That's not nothing.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh, I rolled 3 4s. Oh, a happy day. And that's a 4 as well. That's 3. Okay, so 4, 8, 12, 16, 19.
I think I changed my mind on whether those vines are magical or not. I think they are magical. It's okay. It wouldn't have made
23.
a difference to anything so far, so we're okay.
23 damage.
23 damage. Okay, we'll take all 23 of that. Now
That
I
is
need.
not nothing.
I do need Acana, Zygo, Zygo. You included because.
Oh, did
you
it enter
are-
my space?
It did enter your space.
Ha. Okay.
Oh,
Well, then
fuck.
sit down. Well,
Does
then
it
everybody-
matter if it doesn't matter what size the creature is for Sentinel, right?
No, it does
just
not.
says if I can do an opportunity
And
attack.
because you can use your reaction to hit it when it enters your space, you could potentially stop
it
this
before.
in its track
And it's tracked.
and waste its whole action.
Yeah. Hold on.
Oh
so
my
let's
God,
just
come on.
see.
This is not a fun damage.
Okay. 23.
23 hits.
Let's
Oh,
go.
let's
Yes!
go!
Let's
Acana, you see this thing come down, and you just the staff hits it, and the treads along the engine just rip off of the wheels for a moment, and the whole thing arrests in place.
Yeah,
It
I
was
remember that time
using
when we
its
were like-
action to do this, so the attack is null and void, as it has to move through the space for you to be affected. So you cancel its
Incredible.
attack and may do the damage to it.
Yes.
Do you remember
so,
the time when you were like, there might come a moment when I think, yeah, Sentinel was the right choice.
this is that moment.
Good.
This is it. Yeah, so its speed is 0, and if he tries to disengage, I can opportunity attack him. as well. And I'm gonna go ahead and smite him.
Let's see
Okay.
what happens.
Can.
Let's see what happens to this thing.
Let's just see what happens. I figure more HP is not good. So the actual smite itself is 14.
Give me the actual
Okay.
hit. The normal
Yes,
hit.
sorry.
14 for the
hit is
actual damage of your
14.
magical weapon,
Uh-huh.
and then give me the radiant damage.
Radiant damage. Oh, yeah. I rolled very well. Is 22.
Okay. This damage is not
Remaining
doubled,
six.
but it takes all of that radiant damage.
Great, yes. Suck it.
Okay, this thing is not bloodied, but it has sustained significant damage. Upwards of 70 damage has already been done this thing. Okay, Acana, that is your opportunity attack. You've canceled this thing's attack. This thing's turn ends.
Okay, and it's my turn, right?
And right off there, right off the bat, yeah, it is then your turn.
Okay, Acana is just going to turn her head towards Rudy.
So you just stop the machine, turn around to Rudy, who is diving into his pockets. You see him pulling out 2 more dark syringes.
I just smile, and I hit him.
Oh, that made me so happy.
That's
Ooh, 18 plus 12. That would be 30. Does that hit him?
30 hits.
And I'm going
God.
to.
Yeah, it's good, kid.
I'm sorry. It feels right. Okay, so non-magical damage
out of
is
the woods.
going to be just 10 for non-magical. And then
10
I am
non-magical
going
damage?
to I will second level smite his ass.
Is it
if
non-magical?
he
It's a
can.
magic
Well, I mean,
weapon,
it just
right?
non-radiant
It is a
damage.
magic. Yes,
Not
non-radiant. And then I second level smite him
Okay.
because he's tacky and I hate him. And 15 damage there.
He
And
is
I hit him.
officially bloodied.
Yes, and I hit him again. That was my first attack. Oh, this is what a fun time we're having. 24.
That hits?
Yes, 24. Actually, technically 25. So non-magical portion of that will be 10 again. Sorry. And then I think it would be worth it for me to smite his little booty. Yes, I'll go ahead. And do you guys think it's worth me burning this many spell slots?
I mean, if he becomes a big shadow creature again, that's real bad.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna go ahead and 3rd level smite him, so I have 1 more 3rd level slot left after this, and that is 5d8. So, rolling and from that. Okay. 16 damage.
Okay, 16 damage. He is still up.
Okay.
Okay. All of the blackjacks fire. Because they've not seen this wind wall before. Most of their attacks are rendered completely useless. Except for 2 who are at the proper angle.
Didn't one of their guns jam last
Yes,
turn?
that guy unjams his gun. He's over here. 2 of these guys are going to fire at, I'm going to say odds for Bryony, evens for Nesbitt. Odds for Bryony. They're both going to fire at Bryony. 2 shots at Bryony. First one is a miss. Second one is a miss.
Has Bryony gotten to do
Both.
anything, by the way?
Yeah, he has
He
smashed
healed last
and then
time.
healed
Oh, he
himself.
healed himself. Yes.
And now it is his turn. Those bullets knock off of him, he is going to 5, pick up his boulder, 10, 15, 20. Third, what? It's not
Oh.
expand.
Expand.
And he is going to throw a boulder into, I think he's going to 5, 10, 15, wait, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He can only get to here. So he's going to chuck his boulder at this guy. He is prone, so this is unfortunately at disadvantage. But when you roll an 18 and a 19, that doesn't matter.
It don't matter.
Yay, Bernie!
Hey, Bryony!
18, 19, does 28 damage and kills this guy.
Yeah, good job, buddy.
Right.
Yes! Bernie!
Yeah! Oh!
Gone, meteor, 1,000 pounds down on him. Nesbitt, it is your turn.
Okay. Oh, nope, that's the wrong thing to open up. Okay, Nesbitt is going to...
It's actually a 32 to hit. Sorry. Okay, continue.
Unreal.
saw that
Amazing.
thing, like, moving towards them all, and we'll just kind of get to here to just kind of change the line, you know?
Yeah.
And will then attack Rudy. Yeah, I'll attack Rudy. Sharpshooter. I mean, come on.
And don't move him if that is an option for you.
Okay, I don't have to. I mean, I just don't
Okay.
know how much health we want to get him down, and
What's the hit?
Acid.
Did you hit him?
but I won't.
Oh,
I won't.
yeah.
I won't move him. Yeah,
Oh,
I mean
if you
it
could
hits.
go into acid,
That
yeah.
is a
Get him
20,
in the acid.
29.
29 hits.
No, it's less because of sharpshooter.
24.
No. Actually, no, I was right. It's a 29.
29.
Jesus Christ.
So it was a 34.
Yeah, reduced to a 20. Reduced to just a 29.
Yeah, exactly.
Go ahead and deal that damage.
Okay. Hell yeah. That is 18 plus 5, 23 points of damage.
23 points of damage. As he is about to jab himself with both of the black syringes, Nesbitt, where does this bolt pierce him? And describe it to
Let's
the degree that
go.
you would like to.
I think that Nesbitt is kind of just doesn't really fully understand what's going on. He said a lot that didn't matter to any of them, but he's attacking them. That's bad. And I think it'll be like a bolt, like I think just for flavor, a bolt as he's like taking one of the syringes out through the hand, through the syringe into the eye.
Drops prone on the bridge,
Okay,
bleeding out.
bleeding out. I don't like that word.
Kuga.
Eh,
Just do it again, if you want.
I could. So is he dead or is he bleeding out?
He is making death saving throws.
Okay. Well, me doing one death save to him at disadvantage doesn't seem like the call.
Yeah, you work on someone else.
You know,
We can-
like
we'll,
that.
we'll
that,
get him.
that
Yeah,
seems.
go to work. Go to work.
Go to work.
I'm going to turn my attention towards the thing that is right on top of us,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll take a shot at that.
Got it.
Sharpshooter. Yeah, it's a 21 to hit.
21 hits.
Okay, that is 17 points of damage.
Got it.
Make a strength save.
Okay, huge size is okay for this?
There's no size restriction.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely crazy.
Does a 17 succeed?
Oh, that just meets. So yeah, nothing happens. Bonus action, Nesbitt will WandaVision up a couple feet, not above the wind wall, but just like to be off the ground for a second. So-
How high up?
I think just I can go 10 feet, but I'll just go like 5 feet up.
Okay, 5 feet up. Got it. Okay,
And that'll be my turn.
that is your turn. Moving down to the Hellfire tank, this like hellish engine that moves itself, orients itself towards Acana. An arm comes out with a spiked ball at the end of it that is rippling with electricity and dripping with acid simultaneously. Oh, actually, I'm sorry, it's not going to do that. Instead of that, these electrical like flails on either side are still spinning as if readied, but instead there is a like a ramp suddenly just like sticks itself out of this thing's maw, and you see like a whoosh flush of acid just blasts out in a 60-foot cone.
This is the one right in front of us?
The one right in front of you. Which it's not that one's turn.
Yeah, it's a
That's
different
what I was thinking. Yeah.
I'm stupid. Everybody make a dexterity saving throw with another thunder cannon going off.
Okay.
I'm not a fan of these, man.
I really hate these.
I don't like them also.
I'm good.
Briny is not out of range for where this is. Wow, that sucks.
Okay, I'm at 24.
Five,
It's a
10,
dex
wait, Let me
save.
see something. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
31.
10, yeah, not out of the way. He's still in there. 31.
Mm-hmm.
Briny fails.
Come
18
on, Bryony.
dex save.
18 fails. 31 succeeds. Zygo?
I will wheel Acana's save. I don't think I
Thank
can
you,
get
thank you.
Bryony's.
You're going to wheel the 18?
Yeah.
How much does it increase by?
By 4, it's a 22.
That is a success.
Thank you.
Got you, girl.
Oh, we
don't
love
want you
that
going down.
feature.
Okay, you will be taking half of this damage. That is going to be a total of 40 points of damage. Please
Half.
make your
Half to 20.
halve to 20 on a success. Yes.
Yep.
So go ahead and make your DC 10 Constitution saving throws for anything you're concentrating on.
At 20.
Oh, Lord.
Incredible.
Bryony is bloodied once again.
Yeah.
That's okay. Bloodied is okay.
Bloodied is not down.
Can you tell Barney to, like, friggin' move 5 feet closer, please?
Yeah, Jesus.
Like, come on, read the room.
And remember that aid is not 10 temporary, it's 10
Right, you could
added to
Yes,
the
10.
max.
I've got his max appropriately.
That was honestly
calibrated.
more for me at that point. Was reminding
Yeah.
myself that
Yep.
because I fully forgot. And like healed myself up to cap when I should have given myself 10 more.
Okay. From there, that is all this thing does. It just stays in the corner firing these thunder cannon shots. Rudy Smith fails a death save. Zygo, it's your turn.
5 feet this way. The way that you described these crawler things, right? Can you describe them to me one more time?
Yes. Massive black steel.
Mm-hmm.
These things look like they are like made out of that same dark black chitinous material that is also blended with steel, making it
Yep.
immune to acid damage. It is moving with a kind of like, I would say sort of a divine, but also hellish, like, energy source deep within its core, surrounded by like just so much intricate metal that you wouldn't be able to just like reach in and grab it. It is very much like kept away, but you're seeing like radiant steam with like black necrotic smoke as if it is being fueled by something that is
Like a
somewhere in between.
Fire type thing that would be fueling?
There is certainly fire in there, absolutely. There's fire and acid and apparently like lightning and thunder brimming from within this thing. Lots of different elements swirling around.
All right, then let's fucking try something. I don't know if this will work, but what do we have to lose? Other than our lives. Zygo is going to grab the mirrored cube that hangs around his neck. He is going to spin it backwards.
Okay,
He's
so
going-
let's what are you trying to do, and let me tell you what the DC is going to be.
I would like to cast Produce Flame
Okay.
to extinguish the flame inside of the creature within 10 feet of us.
Okay, so normally this would be very easy DC 10, right? On like a 5-foot little square. These
Sure.
things are huge sized and
Sure.
divine. The DC is
Sure.
going to be 25
25.
to extinguish the fire within this thing.
And
And are you doing it at the one adjacent to you?
I am doing it at the one right adjacent to us because it has
Close
to
to
be within
you?
10 feet for the spell.
Okay. AC is 25. If you come up short and get like to around 20, you'll do a little bit of damage. If you get below 20, it will do nothing.
Okay.
Is this, what check is this that he's making?
it's
It's a-
Arcana check is what.
So you can't
Ability
add bless
check.
to
Yeah,
it?
no
No,
bless to
Not
it.
add bless to it. So here's what happens, George. I rolled an 8 on the die.
Okay.
Because of my starry dragon form, when
You
I make
can't
an
roll
intelligence or a
less?
wisdom check, I cannot roll less than a 10 on the die.
You're rolling with all 3 of your starry forms at once from a boon given to
From a
you.
boon given to me from my grandfather, so that makes it 10 on the die. I have a plus 12 to my Arcana,
Brings it to 22.
and I'm going to throw a wheel into it as well.
Okay, you got to get a 3 or higher.
Threw it off the table. But it was a 5.
Okay. Here is what happens. You reach your hand out. There is a as the fire goes dark and extinguishes. The engines that make up this thing's movement capabilities are now powerless. Its speed is permanently reduced to 0 as the fire goes out.
It was about to make a big charge thing, right? I'm fine
So
with
no, its speed is now 0 and it cannot move. Additionally, any fire damage it would have had is now undoable. meaning that the fiery acid that is literally coming towards you at the moment, you see the fire behind the acid extinguish.
Dope.
So you've also weakened one of its big attacks.
Okay. That's incredible. I'm gonna move 5 more feet over that way. That's my 10 feet of flying speed that I have. I am then going to... Can I get him from here? Sure can. I'm gonna throw a healing word onto Briny.
Okay.
Does that double because I'm within 30 feet of Acana?
No, he needs to be within 30 feet.
He needs to be within 30 feet. That's fine. I'm still gonna do it because I think he needs it. So I'm gonna do a 2nd level healing word over on Briny.
Okay.
And the extra health just go somewhere else.
13 healing to Briny.
Got it.
And then because I cast a healing spell, the Chalice form activates, which allows me to do another 2d8 plus 5. Hold on a second. Dylan and Hannah, how are you guys looking?
I'm fine.
I'm at a 3rd.
Let's do this to you, Hannah. Another
love that.
17 health to you, doubled to 34.
Oh my god, incredible.
And that's my turn.
Okay. Big heals on the horizon. Let's have everybody please go ahead and make this dexterity saving throw. This is a 60-foot cone. It is going to angle itself in such a manner that it does. With a 60-foot cone,
Can it get all
I
of
actually
us?
think it will not get Zygo or Nesbitt as it spills over the ground. This is only going to target Acana. So Acana,
But it will get Rudy.
I think it will angle itself in a way that it does not.
Oh,
Boo. How would it know? It can't see.
how would it know?
He programmed
It's
It's
gonna
prone.
know.
He programmed this. So what does he have? A chip? I had a piracy, but we got chips.
What's the save?
Sorry. 26.
Okay, dex save is successful. You're only going to take a little bit of acid damage. This is 8 acid damage. That's the whole thing's full
Let's
turn.
Go.
Ken, it's
that's
now your
halved.
turn. That is already halved, yeah.
Oh. So I take 8, not 4. Got it. Okay.
So you could kill Rudy.
I could kill Rudy as one of them. How about I do, I have 2 attacks.
One attack kills him.
Yeah.
Because you already failed one.
I think that's worth it, probably. Okay, yeah, I'll just go ahead and coup de grace Rudy by, like, stabbing the end of my staff into his trachea.
Okay, when you go to kill him, he weakly, still holding the crossbow bolts like in his eye and dying, holds his hand up for mercy, shaking, like in like a cowardly way. Yeah, okay. Steps forward over the body and just
Be like, that was weird. Anywho.
ends Rudy. Rudy Smith goes and drops and goes quiet.
Ooh, stinky breath. And then she'll go over and hit the big acid roach.
Okay.
I know it's not an acid roach, but old habits, you know?
Old habits.
Old
die hard.
times.
Old habits.
Okay. Let's see here. That's 24.
Yes, 24 hits.
And great. And then the 10 damage. Keep rolling ones on the D6. And I won't smite okay, fine, I'll smite. With an extra 17 damage on top of it.
Okay, got it.
No joke.
How much damage is that total?
It was 17 plus 10, so 27.
Okay, 27 total damage brings this thing within bloodied range. This thing begins to
my God.
steam and smoke. The blackjacks are running forth to try to get around the wind wall now that they see that it's not going to work. Briny takes an attack first. It is going to miss Briny. And then Zygo, you are going to take 2 attacks that are outside of the wind wall's area of effect. The first is a 9, which misses you, and the next is a 10, which misses you. Moving back to the top of the order, Briny, does a little squishy squish, and absolutely squishes the squish. Yep, that is 28 damage as he goes over, picks up his meteor, squish, dead. That guy doesn't even have a chance to get up off the ground from his prone position. Nesbitt, it is your turn.
Does Bryony want to move anymore?
Oh, Bryony will move. That is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
If he moves back towards us, he's in the range of the blasty blast.
But he's also
Okay.
available to be shot at by all of the every single
Yeah.
person in the entire
that's
world
fair.
right now.
Okay, I hear what you're
And
saying.
he can't double healing if he's outside. And there's
He
also
can't double
nowhere
healing,
else for
and he
him to
also
go.
has never been around
Okay.
for the
I
plus
just-
7, which would have saved him every single time he rolled.
Okay. Nesbitt, it's your turn.
So Nesbitt sees them all getting ready over there, but Nesbitt's going to turn his attention over to the one that keeps doing some bullshit.
If you take a look at Zygo while you're doing this, he'll say, "I have the soldiers."
Okay. It's like, got it. I figured you would. And then he will take a look at the one that's just been doing some bullshit over here.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll take a shot at it.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna sharpshooter.
You might have to move a little bit to get out of your
Yeah, to get out of the
wind wall and get over the cover that is there, because that does elevate 5 feet there. That would block your
Yeah.
vision.
I'll move. Well, how much cover?
So this thing has, this is a 5-foot elevation here, which I think would pretty cleanly block your entire view of this thing. This thunder cannon is shooting like a mortar. I would say it's probably got 3/4 cover from you the way it is right now,
Okay, well, again.
which you ignore. So actually, you can probably arc this up and get it over, and you ignore
I mean,
that 3/4 cover.
If you want me to move, though, I can still move like a little bit out to like.
Yeah, well, I think otherwise you just
on-
would have
on the-
total cover.
Yeah, on this kind of space right there. That makes
Got
sense,
it.
right?
Yeah, go away from the
and,
wind wall.
and I will take a shot, sharpshooter. Nat 20.
The bolt traces just like over the ground of this elevated, not touching any of the dust, but leaving a bolt-like streak in the dust, and slams right into this thing's mouth. Go ahead and roll double the dice.
Okay, so that's 28 points of damage.
28 points of damage.
Make a strength save.
I know what you're gonna do. Here it comes. That's a 13.
Okay. I'm going to, this specifically, I'm going to push it back into where it came, that tunnel,
Mm-hmm.
but it's prone.
And as it drops prone, with its tread-like wheels pushed back onto its back, it becomes completely useless.
Whoa.
As the ants swarm over it, dying in the acid to eliminate this entire threat.
Whoa.
Knocked prone, it cannot see or target anyone. It does not take any
Kill
damage
it.
from being prone in the acid, but it
it's
cannot
useless.
get itself up easily this turn. It might require much more effort than just like half movement.
Dylan.
I had a feeling.
Amazing.
Okay,
Dylan.
Nesbitt,
Yeah.
that is you. It is going
that
to
was
now.
my one attack. I have another.
Oh, you have another attack?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I will take my attack. I will take my attack at the one that is still on us.
Okay.
Sharpshooter.
Mm-hmm.
It's been working. Bless has really been helping, actually.
Bless
a
is
lot.
So, it saved me many times.
Yeah,
this
yeah.
way.
Yeah.
That is. Then it's -5. Sharpshooter's -5, right? I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
-5.
That is a dirty 20.
30-20 hits.
Okay. 5. That's 20 points of damage.
20 points of damage. Anything else?
Nesbitt will now, feeling like that is dealt with, move back.
Over to Acana.
Oh,
or not.
Actually, I think I
Are
can
you
only
standing
move.
on the dead body of a blackjack?
Yeah, I
hovering
was.
above.
Sure.
Okay, yeah. And that'll be my turn.
Okay, this thing over in the corner here is going to make a strength saving throw to try to use its action to stand up using its many mechanics that start to spread around the rock and try to push it. The DC is going to be 17, which is Nesbitt's DC. That is an 11. It wastes its turn trying to get up ineffectively. Remains prone, unable to target. Zygo, it's your turn.
Great. Zygo, from the flame that he had extinguished from this creature, is still holding a little flicker of it in his hand.
Dope.
We'll look over at the line of blackjacks that have now lined up across the wall. And we'll cast a 7th level firestorm
Okay.
all the way down.
All the way down. So
Firestorm
just like
literally like all the way
Okay.
down the thing.
that is every
10
blackjack in here.
10-foot cubes,
Yeah.
which will easily get all of them because
Okay.
that is only 55 feet across them.
Go
I'd
ahead
like
and just roll the damage so we can be double sure.
I'd like to also. Well, they have to make a DC 19 Dex save or take half.
Great.
And I'd like to also get the creature in it as well because he would be.
A DC how much?
19 Dex save.
Okay. One of them succeeds. And who's the preacher?
This big guy as well.
Oh, the massive machine.
Creature.
Yeah.
Makes a dex save, you said?
Dex save 19.
It automatically fails because it has no ability to move and therefore cannot avoid it.
47 fire damage if they failed.
Okay.
23 if they succeeded.
47 fire damage if they fail. Kills every single blackjack, no problem. However,
Oh.
the blackjacks roast. That is not in question here. However, the machine, as that happens,
Did I
it is immune to
reignite it?
fire.
Oh, I was worried about
It
that.
absorbs that fire, reignites, and kicks back on.
Fuck, I was worried about that. I thought about leaving it out.
It's okay.
Hey, we learned.
Steam explodes out from the top.
Does it like us now?
If it's doing that, I'm moving 10 feet this way.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. It is now going to attempt to drive through Acana, Nesbitt, and
Brian.
Brian.
Zygo just lit this thing back up and then left. And we're all
So it gets into Acana's space. Acana, you don't get to make any checks or any opportunity attacks yet, but I need you to make a dexterity saving throw. Go ahead.
But I do get to make a check later, right?
Yeah, when
Yes.
it leaves.
This is a dex, right?
Dex saving
Did you
throw,
say?
yes. Dex save.
Okay. 19?
19 is a success for this.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
Yay,
You do
yay,
not
yay.
take any damage. You dive out of the way 5 feet. As it trucks on, it still has
great.
not left your threatened area.
But it's also
And it
moving
gets to
half
Nesbitt.
speed.
It's
Oh, it is
also
going at half speed.
And it takes how many d4s is it?
It doesn't have. It does take. It will take 4d4. It does
okay.
reach Nesbitt. Nesbitt,
Okay.
I need you to make a dex save.
Okay.
10 damage.
10
From
damage.
Magic spiky vines.
Yeah. That is even without Acana's +7. That is 22.
You are good. You
So
dive out of the
29.
way, take no damage. That is all of this thing's turn. Acana,
Now
it's now
can I
your turn.
opportunity attack?
It stops before you can take an opportunity attack.
Okay.
Wait, isn't it when it enters my space though?
It was already in your space.
It was already in your space, and you can only take an opportunity attack when it leaves your space, leaves your threatened area, not as it moves through your threatened area. So
Actually, Sentinel might let you do that.
Sentinel
It
lets you
says-
attack even if they take the disengage action. You
Yeah.
can
I'm
still
thinking of
opportunity
something
attack it.
else.
That's
Okay,
not
wait,
relevant
does this
here.
count when a creature within 5 feet of you makes an attack against a target other than you?
This is not an attack. This is an
Okay.
inflicting a saving throw.
But also,
So-
we didn't take damage and it didn't
and it
hit
didn't
right,
do anything.
So it's
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
I just wanted
and
to
it
hit
is
it again.
and
It's
it is
very
now your
selfish.
turn again.
Okay, great. What is this thing?
We're okay. We're okay. We're okay.
Again?
We're okay. We're okay.
Like-
It's like a big hellish mechanical engine.
No,
constructed.
sorry. HP wise, what does it look like?
Bloody.
How's it looking? But it took forever to get that. Okay, y'all, what do we think? Do we do that? We lose bless, so.
I will say the doors of the forge still loom ahead of you now, quite unguarded.
Eh,
I think if we
Cool.
can knock.
I think
this
we
thing
need
out,
to get
you know?
something out of the way.
Yeah.
Okay, so focusing on the one in front of us, Acana's
Oh, okay.
eyes will glow a bright white as she holds her hand out and banishes the bug creature.
There's no bug creature. I'm just like it's a mechanical thing.
This thing.
The mechanical thing.
Yeah. It's made of like chitin and steel, so it has
Yes.
like some carapacey quality to it for sure, but it is like fully mechanical.
And it is.
Does banishment work on a construct?
I think it's anything.
Well, I wouldn't. It's a creature I can see. So if this isn't a creature, then I wouldn't do it. But
I think creature does include construct.
I mean, okay, yeah. I mean, it would include construct, I believe. This only works for a minute, so we only have a minute with this.
Well, that's we'll.
Oh, well,
hold
that's
on.
true. If it's
Hold on.
If it's from some other place, if it's from a different plane, and
Yeah.
it's some divine energy.
he did.
And
He like
Inferno,
had
all
a
of it.
shadow thing, and it said there was a shadow inside the big guys too, right? There's shadowy
no,
stuff.
you're right. It might be.
No, you're totally.
There's
correct.
stuff.
It could be permanent, maybe.
Oh, come on.
Or at least like the shell might come back, but the whatever
Right,
is
but
inside.
what's
Including
inside.
constructs, monstrous plants, and undead.
Let's go.
Okay.
This is a charisma saving throw.
Yes, it is a charisma saving throw DC 20.
Well, I rolled a nat 16, and it has a. It gets to add its proficiency bonus to its charisma save, which is quite substantial. So that would put its save at a 21.
Oh,
If it had a 10 charisma, which it doesn't. It has a 1 charisma, giving it a -5 penalty, meaning the charisma save is made flat, meaning the 16 stands as flat 16.
Oh my god!
As that happens, in a flash of light, the machine disappears.
holy fuck, dude.
Wow.
Gone. The fire stops burning. Also the firestorm that was burning slowly. The fire burns down as there is nothing for it to catch fire to, and that it disappears. And this machine is also completely gone.
Holy shit.
Great.
Anything else,
Okay.
Sakana?
That's really all I can do.
You are now
unless I wanna misty step
concentrating
with
on
it.
banishment as bless drops.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. That is Acana's turn. We go back up to the top of the order with Briny. What do I do? Or do we run for it?
Go to the forge.
Okay, he is going to take a full run as hard as he can. I
Oh.
think he is.
At the end of
5.
my turn, can I loot Rudy's?
No, you've used all your actions. 20,
Okay.
25, 30, 35. Can he move through the wind wall
Yeah.
as a small creature?
Yeah. That the
Okay.
wind ball doesn't really. It impedes. The reason that it's worked twice so far is because of projectiles and creatures who are like made of gaseous form.
Great.
Yeah.
There, that's true.
Other than that, it's fine.
There is Briny. He moves all the way. Nesbitt, it's your turn.
Okay. Nesbitt will lower down. And we'll just make a run for it. The only thing that's threatening us is potentially this thing in the corner, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll take, because I just moved my action, I'll take a shot at it, not sharpshooter.
Disadvantage as it is
Yep.
prone, so you're getting like all of its treads in the way of the vulnerable engine.
Yep. That is still a, because it wasn't sharpshooter, that's a 22 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. So that'll be 9 points of damage.
Got it.
And make a strength save.
That is a 15.
I'll just push it 15 feet further back.
When you push it 15 feet back, you see that it does not just move 15 feet. It moves 10 feet and then falls.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yes. Fuck yes. Fuck yes.
Oh my god.
Okay. Nesbitt's like, oh! I think I took care of it. I think we're good. I think we can... We're okay.
In a moment of quiet, all of you realize that there's nothing trying to kill you. The wind whispers quietly in this chamber until it expires. A minute passes. You see the machine that had been banished comes back melted.
Cool.
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 Whoa.
Fucking cool, dude.
Awesome.
Slowly moving across the acidic terrain.
I do want to loot Rudy's body.
Yes, 100%. I can like throw him over my shoulder and
There's
bring him
no
with
way
us.
this dude doesn't have
Okay.
something on his body.
Oh, yeah.
Let's roll some investigation checks.
I don't know why I check investigation like it's gonna be different than 0.
25.
Ooh, 15. Oh.
Zygo, you got the eyesight. Acana's like looking around the body. Zygo, you are already unloading the pockets that you see that are full. I don't know if you really care about this, but there are there's a pouch of notes that are worth 2,000 crowns. On his person.
I'll take it.
There is also wrapped around each wrist. There are 2 hand crossbows that do not require. They're like basically like extendable hand crossbows that are attached all the way up the arm. You can be wielding other things while you're like not necessarily holding the hand crossbows if you'd like to be. You cannot don a shield on the same hand that you have one of these attached. It's the only limitation. They are hand crossbows. They are mastercraft hand crossbows. So +1 to each. Additionally, you find 2 dark vials, one of which has been shattered and is empty. The other is full of this dark, black, completely opaque water. Slow moving, slick. Seems to kind of cling to the other side of the glass and move as you move it in your hands, Zygo. That is all that Rudy's got on him.
Okay.
What do you do with his body?
Acid?
Cut off his head and we put it on a stick outside to make sure that no one. No, I don't. We throw it in the fucking acid, right? I feel like that's what we do with all.
Yeah.
All of you make your way over to the stone doors. It takes you an exceptionally long time to like get your hands in and wrench it apart, but you are all quite strong. Bryony's got these insane gloves that make it much easier for him to really contribute in a meaningful way. And we will end our session
Wow.
as we stare out into this chamber we haven't been in quite a long time. Months, weeks, months. I forget
Years.
what it's been. Yzma's Bells. An enormous black basin in the middle of a dark circular room. A control panel with an unfathomable amount of switches, buttons, dials. And the Yzma's Bells, eponymously named, for the shifting round black bowls that you see floating above your head ethereally. You know that as you move those levers and dials and such, those bells move into different positions, into the central funnel, which rests completely still, dark inky black above the basin. A row of molds leaned up against the wall. Yzma's bells has been reached. And that is all for tonight. Thank you all so much for joining us this evening. We have tread familiar ground. We came out extremely victorious, took some big old damage, but it didn't stop these three. Rudolph Smith, the alchemist artificer, is no more.
Get out of here.
All right, next week I believe we do have Jackie back with us. We do not have Zaza with us. So we will have a good amount of time to make up with Joey to get us back up to this point. So next time Jackie's back, we will open up on what Joey was doing for the past 8 hours to catch us up and be all on the same block, and then we'll come back to Yzma's Bells. Anybody have anything fun they got coming up they want to talk about?
Well, on that same Tuesday, we got episode 3 of
Episode 3 of
baby.
Cluster Muck.
Is that our one?
That is your one.
Ooh.
Dylan and Hannah and Gabe are
And Gabe.
prominently in that episode, actually.
Hey, yo.
Yeah, so
I
you
do
gotta
have-
listen. What's
I
up?
do have something to plug. I totally
yeah.
forgot. The first episode of Headless comes out on the 29th, this coming Monday.
August 29th.
Very exciting, very cool. The guys at Shipwrecked, guys and girls, did an incredible thing. I've seen pieces and bits, and I'm so excited
The
to
trailer
see,
looks incredible.
and share them. The
Mhm.
trailer's unreal. It's on my
Looks
Instagram
so
if you want to check
good.
it out. And the first episode drops on YouTube on Monday the 29th. Go give it some love.
Amazing. Okay, everybody, we will see you next week. Have a wonderful evening. Good night, everybody.
Night. Goodbye.
Night.
Goodbye.